everybody, and welcome back to our shitty D&D stream, where we're just shitty in general. So, where last we left off, the group finished off a familial rite of passage for Lael. All successfully done, Lael got to petition the Grove Mother. Lael was allowed to take this. Lael was allowed to take the family surname, which is specifically for those who carry the bow. But while in the space of the Grove Mother, she gave Lael a dire warning. The dire warning was there is incoming cheesy chips in Lael.
Especially in this place.
But she gave Lael a warning and said that if she was to take this bow, she would have to be not only a carrier of the bow, but a champion of it, as there are dark times ahead. And the gods are moving to find champions of their own to prevent cataclysmic dark times. With that, Lael returned to the group, shared the warning with them, and got everyone into a group hug, and it was a lovely moment.
I rock the lovely moments first.
Yeah, well, you know.
There was a...
Yeah. To bring the mood down.
Lovely moment.
Lovely moment, and then just so you know, there's a big cataclysm coming.
There's gods and the end of the world. And
Big danger times.
But hey, group of...
Yeah, and that's where we left off. So what are you guys doing?
Terrible charisma.
Makes sense.
Right. Is there anything else we need to do?
We need to pick up my parents.
Oh yeah.
Nicely remembered.
What was that?
No one remembers Bramley's parents.
No, we have to go to your parents.
To be fair, neither did Bramley. Until she finally
I said no one.
It's those fake tricks.
That's it.
Of course. Gone.
That's very
ADHD confirmed fake trick.
ADHD.
ADHD.
Nice. Oh dear. So, as far as you know, on the list to do is just collect Bramley's parents, I believe. As far as
Haven't we got to return to the ringmaster as well, just to
Yes,
tell him
I
job
think
well
so.
done?
Oh, that's how we leave.
That's how we get home.
Is that literally how we leave?
So get the parents first. Then.
Like, shoot,
Parents
scab's
first, absolutely.
You're convinced that your plant friends from when you were high have given you a shortcut?
They told me a quick way to get back to the ringmaster. Who might have questioned Jeffrey the tree?
I trust you.
There you go. I've got Bram's rules.
Yeah.
When it comes to plants, Bram knows this shit.
Exactly.
So if Jeffrey said it, it must be true.
Exactly. The wisdom of plants.
Yes.
I'll remember them when what's forever. Because we go shot.
I'm not going to be
Don't worry,
lost
we
for
can
that.
also always ask the plan for directions again.
Because the way so well.
We just have to think really hard about where we're going.
Click our heels together.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Unless you get eaten on the way.
Second start to the right, straight on to the morning.
Don't walk here.
Alright, Gwen.
So pick up parents, please.
Big up parents.
Yep.
So let's leave the tree.
Yes. Walking with Jahil, same as you were heading towards the Tree of Souls, it's a lot easier, and somehow the ground just seems to meld away quicker to different areas as you travel with Jahil. And before too long you are back in the back on the platform, floating your way across to the the Palace of the Radiance. Heading back up to his office, which seems to be empty at the moment. The guard that was outside his door, he sends off, and before too long, the guard returns with Brandy's parents, Pizzazz and Russet in tow.
And
Yes,
Griff.
yes, and the Grifflets.
Oh yeah.
How many pets have we had and lost?
So far, lost one.
Technically,
No. Buttercup.
yeah.
Oh well, it's not really a pet.
Yeah.
You have
That
60
was-
seconds.
That wasn't lost. Some just brutally made.
Yeah, to be fair, technically you know exactly where she is.
Oh, Sedgwick.
When the cleric gets animated dead.
No,
Sedgwick is on a mission.
Buttercup.
Cedric wasn't lost.
Cedric ran. He escaped when he could.
That's no God.
Cedric left to plot evil.
He's out there in the world somewhere.
If
Hunting
we ever
down
go to the
Papa.
other continent, he's going to end up being a kraken or something.
He's going to be the criminal.
Cedric's hunting down Papa.
Cannon, done.
We'll get to Rahar and Cedric just comes out from behind the curtain.
He's been waiting all this time for something to distract her so he could make his move.
Cedric the baby.
Even worse, Cedric and Rahara have teamed up to kill the party.
I said that Sedgwick, he was like this.
Rahara's trained them to like stiffen all the tentacles, use them like a giant shuriken.
Do we have other enemies? We must.
Probably.
Me, mostly.
Yeah.
Oh, Vermilion, yeah. The
Yeah.
guy who was running
yeah.
the underground drug operation.
There's Vermilion.
The fucking bat.
Oh!
You know what? If we find them,
I'm killing them.
Yeah.
all better off.
In fact, what?
I like this because I come in, I was bars confused just as me, because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
It's like,
This party's just like listing off the million enemies they've got, and you're just like, what the
what
fuck?
the fuck am I getting myself
See,
into?
what makes me laugh is like we're not like a bunch of murder hobos. We actually try and do the right
Yeah, we
thing half the
do.
time. But we just get fucked over and then we go, right, fuck 'em.
And then you
We'll see you again, they're dead.
Now, to
Give me
be
just one
fair,
chance.
Vermilion is not your enemy. It's like, Vermilion is your enemy, you aren't his enemy because he's barely aware of your existence.
Well,
That
yeah,
makes you feel any better.
we fucked up his operation, so he knows he's
Yeah.
aware of us.
Yeah, he's barely aware of your existence.
Wasn't it? Why?
That's a bit insulting,
So
actually.
we're just a matter of points.
Me.
We killed his colleague.
Anyway.
Okay.
I'm not re-
I mean, I think he cares.
Fucking all of his called everything.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, there was like
Sean,
22
there's like hours of
cards.
video footage of it on YouTube. So catch up when you
And it's
get
just like,
You
ah
give me
yes,
a date, I can go back to
we're all immune to poison.
Right.
Oh, that was the let's investigate a rug situation, wasn't it?
No,
No.
that was a let's investigate a crate situation.
No, it's talking about
No,
24.
Oh yeah, the 24-hour game.
Yeah, that was the same game when I investigated the crate, but
Yeah.
the rug when we got to Vermilion's house, and you're like, oh, it's a rug, and Ron's like, you definitely want to go for the rug? Yes, it's a rug.
Yes. So as
Okay.
you begin to pull off the books, and now the rug.
I wonder what was in that crate then.
You know what
Pain
my
and
favourite
suffering.
session
No,
of
that's
this
what's
day
outside the
is?
crate.
My favourite section
If I
of this
remember
day is the one where
correctly.
we did the heist in that house.
That was
The heist was very
That
fun.
was
As, if I remember correctly, you did look through the crates just out of like spite of like we've nearly fucking died for this.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
at least gonna look through it, and it was like, it was like knockoff brand, like faked magic items, which could be very very dangerous.
Oh, I'm glad they
No,
didn't.
we did. The place was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
We had to get.
That's right.
Why is it on fire?
We
Why
set
did we
it on
think
fire.
it was on fire?
Oh, no.
What's up? Why was it on fire? What's up?
Do you remember why it was on fire? Is our reaction to that question giving you a hint of why it was on fire?
Doesn't.
So,
What they made me laugh is that was the first use of stinky cloud as well, and just as louder and went to poison.
Whatever it was on top.
Yeah. Good times.
So, how do it?
To be fair, although that fight took the better part of 6 hours, it was good fun.
It was an intense fight.
And they killed
I
some.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed.
That's twice you've nearly got into a TPK situation.
I think that was maybe my favourite.
Only
fight.
twice? I'm sure we've got more than twice.
Your favourite fight?
Technically, if
Yeah.
you want to, you could consider the
That was
Madar a third,
It was very
but
good.
it was TPK and that half the party was in a different plane of
Yeah,
existence, and
yeah.
they were alright. It was just the people in the material plane that were.
The Madar was so annoying because once you were there, you were there. You were like, no,
I mean-
out the fight. Sit there and do nothing.
I
I
have
really like the
a
spiders in
single
the
reduction.
Yeah,
that plane.
I nearly killed
Yeah.
the face spiders.
Yeah, phase
Yeah,
spiders.
that
I
was-
really like that. That was a great fight.
That was a good fight.
Oh, no,
We've
no.
completely derailed now talking about previous.
Yeah.
things.
Anyway, back to this section. And my last sessions.
It's good
What
to
plane
know.
are we on?
What?
Where are we?
We're in the office looking
yeah,
for your parents.
your parents have just turned up with the bracelet.
Right.
Meanwhile, the party's bickering about old adventures.
Yeah, pretty much. Discussing it.
Well, we'll include that. We'll
And bar moves full
include that in
space
the
to the
canon. We're telling Bram's telling
No,
her
you
parents
should
about
be
the
sitting there
various.
going, I wasn't there, let's
We'll have
move
that.
on.
We'll have that.
That's why I'm moving full space
Yeah,
to
Your
it.
parents look
That's
very,
the-
very concerned that you seem to have acquired so many enemies.
Talk about enemies. Remember that dwarf that got dwarf rest?
I do.
No, did I
actually.
get arrested?
Dwarf got what?
He was a, I wasn't happy with him.
What?
Some dickhead dwarf got us all arrested.
Oh, that
yeah.
dickhead!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck that guy.
When did I get
That
arrested?
guy.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
because you were with Lyle.
Yeah, seriously, fuck that guy.
Bar and the rest of the party.
Yes.
He clipped in
Himself.
himself.
He wants to go into the castle. So it says, I go to the guy and go, hey, those two,
Yeah.
those three are
And then
trying to
through a
steal something.
series of lucky and unlucky rolls, he was like, well, we can't tell who's telling the truth here. You're all coming in. Oh, good times.
Right,
But yeah, we got the pick.
we have a griffin.
We've given them a recap.
Yep. Leo's got a really cool bow.
So before we go back to the ringmaster, are we good?
Family
Is there anything
friends.
else?
I don't think so, no, but I feel like we should really make sure because there's not really much chance of us coming back here if we miss anything.
Not,
Does anyone else
not
want to
anytime
buy?
soon.
I'm good. My gold's gone.
If anyone plans back some incense.
Instance, we'll get them in a fucking magic shop. I've got some in my bag probably.
I'll probably make some.
Yeah, but it's not
Make
fey
it.
incense.
There you go.
No, I don't need faith. Just need incense.
Yeah.
Not smoke.
Oh yeah, I forgot we've got 4 potent effluviums.
Yeah.
And we've got, was it Antigulin?
Antigulin, that's it.
Antigulin, that's it.
Yeah.
And that replaces any one component
Fat.
in a...
Fat. You go.
Cast by a divine caster.
Yeah.
So, the cleric and the druid.
Oh, cool.
No.
Bards, arcane casters.
And I've got 4 good sized chunks of
Then
gold
why
items.
Pat's can literally watch it
plans
off.
for the gold iron.
Nice.
Literally, if you. Huh? No, okay, cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, do we need to say our goodbyes to the Radiants or anyone else?
Tell.
I think I'll go back to the
What
ring.
time of day
What's
is
the
it now?
chest of treasure?
You get that opinion, yeah.
What time of day is it now? Oh, wait, do you know?
Yeah.
It's
Right now it
daytime.
seems
It's-
to be the
it's
middle
fine.
of the night, but it's in the Sun's Peak Court. It's that strange kind of night where the sky has like have you ever been like on holiday somewhere like really like I don't know Greece or Spain or somewhere where even though it's like late at night, it's still like really well lit because
Yeah.
the sun's
Yeah.
just so bright there.
It's fake clock.
Yeah, it's fake clock.
Yeah, it's basically
So
Norway.
before we leave, we can have one last little
It's-
night out on
it's
the
fast,
town
fast,
you're
fast.
staying at.
Well, I
We
mean,
could just head back.
the thing is,
There isn't much that I can
It
think
is-
to do really. We'll just go.
I I don't really want anything from the market.
No.
No.
I'm good now.
I think everyone pretty much
I
wants
think
everything.
we're good, yeah.
I'm gonna try spiking your food behind your back with chilies. Like some chilies into your food, yeah.
Bramley can handle
I
it.
just think it'd be funny because you're not wearing chilies, not got nothing to do with them.
They want
Yeah.
like some night.
Brown had the hot
I-
chili.
I'm alright.
Yeah, and gave me a match.
It's really good.
When you went to Australia.
Yeah, let's go then.
Nice.
Oh, I'm still hungry.
We
What did you say then?
Still hungry.
Me too.
So, you say your goodbyes to Jaheel, and you begin to head off
Bye, Papa Tequila.
begin to head off with Bradley's parents, who are sticking very close by their daughter.
Not
Probably
worried
got
about the
loads to
stranger
tell.
danger she's got with
Yeah.
her.
Probably.
They trust me because I'm a gnome. They'll probably heard of me as well before they went missing.
Probably.
you're telling them of our adventures. Like, and then there's this band.
Bastards.
It was horrible. Rude.
But yes, you begin to head out and make your way through the crop fields outside of the Sunspeak Palace. And you find again a very kind like, as you've seen previously, you find this kind of jarring smash cut in the land. You can see that it looks ahead like snowy tundra, almost like there's you can see there are like snow-capped mountains, and there's a good like maybe inch or so of snowfall, and there's somewhat of like a path that cuts through this little valley, but nothing. There's no like trodden path in the snow. It all looks like freshly fallen as you reach this smash cut. Bradley, I assume, just hops over as she does. Parents following in the hopping. Very important, so you don't fall through.
Good. It is.
Yeah. Mira just walks through normally, as Mira does.
I'm gonna work the back for a second.
Okay.
Make sure you're hot.
As the group begins to head off towards into the snowy area, is there anything you want to do, or do you just hang out the back?
I pick up a snowball
Yes.
and I hear fudge.
Nice. Quick, roll me an attack roll with your ranged attack roll. I'm gonna say no proficiency, just your dexterity.
23.
23! Nice. Falchion, as you're walking, whack! This snowball just explodes on the back of your head. You know, all the little dragon frondy bits just get showered in.
I'm gonna play like I never did.
Alright.
Deception.
I turn down.
Roll deception.
Can I?
Roll
I was going to say,
insight.
can I roll insight?
Woo! Oh, nice.
What'd you get?
Well, we'll say once you roll
14.
yours. 14.
14.
Oh, it's full wisdom as well. That would be it.
What was the question
There
now?
might have been some fake hidden somewhere, but everyone looks fairly normal, trudging forwards through the snow.
I laugh at you though.
Yeah. Falchion's probably towards the front of the group, keeping close to the small ones to protect them. So Miggle probably towards the middle.
I move slightly
absolutely
closer
see
to
it.
Pizzazz and Russell. I'm like,
Yeah.
careful, someone's throwing snow.
Oh, you okay, Diaz? And Pizzazz just pats your hand.
And I'm like, it's going to damage back.
You do feel a few cold trickles as the water melts on your warmer scales.
Has anyone got any
Trickle.
tissues?
I'm sorry. I wish I did.
You allow yourself a quiet, evil chuckle.
Evil mastermind at work.
I'll say Bradley and Falchion, being that you two are the ones at the front, roll me a perception check.
And so that's the issues.
Okey-dokey.
Right, that dice is going away now.
Fudge. See, look.
Oh no.
What you get?
Natural one.
Yeah.
I got a 3.
Nice. What's your total even with one?
9.
Nice.
Mine was a 4. Which went to a 3.
Grab off the back.
That's pretty good.
And stick crouches.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Well, that's the point of having everyone with different scores, isn't it? Some people are great at something, some people are not. So, you just continue walking. The group doesn't really notice much of anything until you hear a quiet and looking up, kind of floating, not too far away, but off to like the side of the group. You spot Scout, same blue skin, same big blue eyes, flittering wings, and you recall that Scout was particularly fond of the icy terrain that you walked through originally with the ice spires.
This is true. Hello, Scout.
Hello. It seems you all did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, it was a harder fight than we expected.
Oh yes, I kept a close eye on you, just to make sure things went well as first time employees. And you did marvellously.
Is this like a performance review or something?
Was this Ringmaster?
No, this is Scout.
Go Scout. Some help.
Well, that's not my job. But you did wonderfully, regardless. We're quite happy. If you would like, I can take you home now.
Yay!
Okay. Do we not need to speak to Ringmaster? or-
Oh no, I've already given them a full report of everything you've done here. They are quite happy with your progress here and may be in touch with you for future jobs.
No, thank you.
Okay.
When's the reward?
We got that big chest full of gold and stuff
Did we?
back at the tavern.
Yeah.
When we got the potion of effluvium and such.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Quite,
Fox
and
was
also
not-
your parents.
I remember that.
Yeah, because if you remember,
Are you sure you're in?
Yes, the right next
because
to
if
me.
you
My
remember,
parents
it
aren't
wasn't. Because if you remember, Ringmaster had said that it would be with Mother Spore that you would organise your reward,
Right.
and he took you taking your parents back as your reward.
There we go.
I mean, to be fair, do you want your parents or some gold?
I want my parent.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm sitting there going, gold's better.
Well, you
They can give me pocket money.
exactly.
At this point, you can give them
Right,
pocket
like-
money.
That's in my parents' house. Where do we go?
Yeah.
I'll share pocket money.
I'm not your dad, he's over there.
Everyone gets like a silver shilling a week. There's your pocket.
That's not right for Falchion.
You
He's
get
got
nothing
like
in
what?
life.
He's got like what? $4 in the bank.
What?
Have 4 grand to spot.
Yeah,
I have 30.
yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, you got paid,
I gave everyone money from the money we got from the
and then
chest.
you stashed the rest of it in the bank.
No, I'm talking about this chest.
Oh right, yeah.
Did.
Yeah, there you go. Mark
Gave
down.
everyone-
You got.
Gave
No,
everyone-
I don't think you
No,
gave
I
everyone.
gave everyone a split because how much was in the chest? It was
5,000.
5,000.
Yes.
Yeah. Have got no gold.
I remember you counting it out. I don't remember you divvying it up.
In that case, I don't know, I've written it down here. So it's still in the chest.
Yeah, it is still in the chest.
Falch. No deception.
Right, it hasn't gone anywhere.
No,
It's still in the chest. So what are you talking about? Dragon sickness is a myth. It's harmful rumours like that make people paranoid.
Yeah, sure.
I can heal you if you're sick.
I'm not sick. There's no sickness.
I want to try one more step snowball.
Okay,
Ah,
roll.
Mira.
Okay.
Mira.
With her amazing perception.
Yep.
What, in
Roll.
minus 3%?
Roll sleight of hand. Natural 20. I'm so glad you wasted your natural 20 on that. Well, I'm gonna kill you later.
Snowball attack.
I'll scroll.
No, she. No, Mira doesn't seem to notice as you stealth the snowball. Roll deception again, I guess, as she looks around as well.
I really wanted to
What did
burn
you
that
get?
then. I thought, nah, it's not worth it.
Don't worry, Mira got a 0.
Well,
She rolled a 3.
I rolled
Oh my
for
God.
3.
She's got -3, luckily for you.
you're doing Mike proud, Robin. You're doing Mike proud.
I don't know what it must just be the character.
Mira's just cursed.
She is, yeah. To be fair, the -3 doesn't help.
No.
If it was a flat roll, she would have caught.
Yeah.
She would have caught it. But what's that -3?
Mike's gonna be so happy.
I know. It's so funny that like there's so few numbers that Mike could have rolled to not get a 2.
Now you got to know.
All I had to do was roll
It's
5.
really obvious to everyone else, including Falchion, that like Lyle's doing the hands in the palm. As he pushes snow out of her hair, glares around at the mountains. Must be another Fae casting, doing some tricks. Let's get out of here quickly.
Scout, I think it's time we left.
Alrighty. Well, I can take you back to where you came from, or I can put you somewhere else if you would like.
Oh, a choice. So we can either go to Granny Smith or the Druids.
No, it's got to
Granny Smith.
Granny
Go
Smith,
drop the
Granny
parents
Smith,
somewhere
Granny
safe.
Smith.
Hang on. Oh,
It'd be funny if you just pop up in a
Well,
house
what
like,
were you gonna say?
In the living room, straight to the couch.
Oh, yeah.
just want to say our horses are with Bartlett Village.
Or in the forest.
True, but we were heading away from there when we left them towards either the Druids
I want to make sure the family get them and
Encampment.
reunite them, yeah.
or Granny Smith. We left them with them because they needed them for the restoration of the village.
Maybe they're done now.
Well, it depends.
How long have we been in the Fae? That's the question.
Has time
We're on
to
five
up.
minutes.
I mean, Scout, can you take us back to the moment we left, or
Oh yes.
Oh,
so
thank
there, so
you.
there we go.
Is there any
Be
time
specific.
past the
No,
minute?
I can't take you too far. I can't really put you back. I can, if I allow the natural flow of the Feywild and the material plane to proceed, I can put you forwards, although I won't be able to specify how much. It will just be how far forwards you've gone. Or I can put you back where I picked you up from, or when I picked you up from.
So either
When?
yeah.
When?
Well, same place. Oh, sorry, same time we got picked up.
Yeah.
But where do we
Can
want
you
to be
do
placed?
5 minutes earlier so I can wave at myself?
No, that's not how it works, I'm afraid, but that would be very interesting to see.
It's like a Back to the Future scene.
Paradox.
The material place.
I vote with
The whole universe divides by 0.
Where would you like me to place you?
Granny.
Whoever this granny
Do
is.
you want to take parents home to Granny?
Do we really not need the carts or anything?
Well, I say if it's the exact same time we left the cart there so they could help rebuild.
So what we could do is we could go to Grant, go back, not way back, go to the drip.
And then grab our cart on the way back.
Sound?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that
Do-
doable?
Where is Granny?
She lives in the village of Dragon Bush on
I am
Blueberry
familiar with
Lane.
that location. I can put you in Dragon Bush.
Thank you.
Town square.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
So, you see,
I'm so
as,
glad.
She lives on Drury Lane.
as,
I
as,
don't know.
as, 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 as,
Does she know the Muffin Man?
She does. Neighbours.
She lives in a gumdrop button.
Can we actually have someone to go
You
You
have to draw that.
see, as she
Oh yeah.
as Scout begins to set up this, and you recall they are a little bit smaller than the gnomes in your presence, but as they begin and they pull, like, it's almost like when you're making a bed and you flap the sheet, they kind of do that. They grab parts of the snow and flap and throw it up, and this portal appears, flickering this like cyan bright blue colour.
That's really cool, Scout.
In you go, in you go, in you go, or it will collapse and you'll be here forever.
Right. Gnomes first. Come on.
Yeah, you scurry everyone through because the portal lasts 1 round.
6 seconds. 6 seconds. Go, go.
As many teleportations do.
Jim isn't quite quick enough.
He loses his tail.
Just a very, very tip of the tail, like half a centimetre off the end.
Like a scene from Witches in the Kitchen.
That's 1 HP, not kill him.
He loses 0.5 hit points.
He's got 8 temporary hit points from my
Has
practice.
he only got 1 HP?
What?
Does he only have 1 HP?
A rat, I think so, yeah.
No,
Nice.
I've actually got the
My food
Monster
gets
Man you wear on the what?
Oh, would you? Some gym armor mate.
Yeah, give him 2 HP.
His eyes got 3.
Yeah, it's so if you want to roll hit points for Jim, you can do. It's 1d4 minus 1.
I'd laugh if you got a
For a minute. It's still what?
2
minimum
so he's
of
1.
There you go, there's Jim's official hit points.
Gotta make it the smallest character sheet in the world.
I would have got a 1.
Has he got
To
an
be
attack?
fair, Vex did have like a little character sheet for trinkets.
Yeah. I remember back when I played Pathfinder, I usually had a separate character sheet for my own companions.
No.
I had a mammoth.
I remember you telling me, yeah.
It was called Mammoth. He used to carry my wealth.
Yeah, well, you went to the fireplace and made water or something, didn't you?
Yeah, just create water in the fire, so when there was no water, I was like, wow, water! It's worth millions here! I didn't really know. It went to the CM. I don't know if that was in the rules, but...
No, but it's well, to be fair, it might be. It's in Pathfinder, so I don't know.
Oh well, rule
That's fine,
zero.
anything goes.
Rule 0. James Word's law.
Exactly.
Rule 0 is don't make me make a rule.
Don't make me make a ruling. Yes, so you all file through quickly, and as soon as you're all through, the portal behind you and closes, and you're hit with like a brief kind of blast of wintry air.
It's going to feel so
and
different.
Then it settles into a cool autumn night, because it is in fact night time if you are returning when you were dropped off.
Yeah.
It's about you guess it's about 9 o'clock at night, 10 maybe.
Oh, that's a reasonable time to go.
So it's not terrible.
She'll have a rollers in.
Yeah, it's past Brahmin's bedtime.
Let's go, excited
You
for
can't
the
have beauty
reunion.
The cocoa's already on the stove.
Lead the way, Bram.
You all spill out into the middle of a wide road, but it's not huge. You guess it's potentially one of the main thoroughfares within this town. And looking around, everything here is a lot more floral than you're used to in other towns. Like, you can see some of the roofs have small gardens actually built into them, so the rooftops are covered in plant life. Everywhere has like a small little window ledge with a variety of plants, and just at a quick glance around you see that there are a lot of them, well, some of them are like floral and decorative, a lot of them are more kind of aimed towards produce. So there's like a lot of like small tomatoes on windowsills, peppers, herbs, things like that. Which Bramley, you can identify pretty much all of them, but pretty much everything here seems to be geared towards the theme of what Dragonbush is known for, which is its produce. And this is one of the places that thrives particularly in the winter, or the frost snap season rather, given that this is a place that can produce all year round. Well, Falchion growing up in a more tropical climate, it's not really been, winter's never really been an issue so much for you. The rest of you living on the mainland, except for Lale, but living on the mainland know that a lot of food does become more scarce during winter times. And it's mostly thanks to Dragonbush that the nearby town, the city that you guys are from, Highgate, that you guys have a fairly good selection of crops and fresh foods year round because of the town of Dragonbush. And you recall being fairly well versed in dwarven history, that a while ago, like a couple of centuries ago, Highgate did attempt to annex Dragonbush and take over it, but that's a long while ago, and since then there has been peace, although there is still some bitterness about it. Especially because mostly Highgate was stopped by intervention from other cities, specifically the city of Esterfort, which is along the main city on the opposite side.
So what we're saying is Dragonbush is Ukraine in this situation.
Yeah, more or less, I guess.
And that gets you.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
Fuck you, Highgate.
If we want to use
Esterfort is NATO.
but you'd all know that Esterfort is a human city.
That's where.
That's where
What?
someone is from.
It's where shit.
Ooh. Now that we're back in the normal pay,
At the group prompting, there was a mention of shithead.
as we get our bearings and we look
The meta
around,
pigeon.
I feel like something moving in my rucksack, and as I look through, the needle on the compass is just spinning. No particular direction, it's just spinning.
You have a compass?
I have a compass.
Well,
Shit.
funnily enough, as you check the compass, it is not spinning erratically. It is pointing rather specifically in an eastern direction.
Towards Esterfort.
Don't know what that means.
Is that pointing towards Esterfort?
It's
It's
pointing in
not
the
working.
direction of Esterfort.
It's not working, Falchion.
Well,
North is that way.
it doesn't point north. It points to.
You were all with him when he purchased this
Well, I don't
compass.
remember.
It is a compass that points
Bram doesn't
specifically
remember.
to Rahara. While you were,
Rahara
yeah,
specifically.
you know, with that at that
Yes.
trader where you sold your hair colour.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Taste.
For 10 years. You're like,
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah, I asked them because I had that bag of sand
yeah.
that Rahara gave me.
She gave you one of the things was a compass since Falchion had an item that belonged to Rahara. She could put it in a compass and that would point you towards the missing person. So it is a Rahara compass.
So I see it pointing east and I'm like, okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
We have a direction.
So at this time of night, it's not particularly busy. You can see there are still like windows lit in homes, and there are like a few people about. It's not like the town's like desolated at this time because it's like, oh, it's there are still people out and about, but you do see that there's the area that you're in at the moment seems to be more shop fronts than anything else. Yes, this is Brandy, you would actually know that this is one of the main streets. Now that you've got your bearing a little bit, this is one of the main streets that leads in along the main road, which cuts through Dragonbush. It leads through, and so they get a lot of commerce along this from travellers, from people coming from either from Esterfort or from Highgate mostly, and from any other settlements along the way. This town was kind of, because of the fertile lands here, it was set up, but because it became such an important town, that's why it was included in the more main road system that runs around this continent.
I'm just checking.
We are fairly
Oh, do you want
near.
if you want the map, I can get
We
the
are
map.
fairly
We've got the
near
proper map.
Highgate here.
Yeah. I always leave the map in my bag.
Oh, I haven't seen this in ages. So cool.
The warmer.
For those of
Yeah?
you on the internet, I commissioned a map of the continent,
Drawn in crayon.
drawn in crayon, illustrated by me, age 27. There you go, pass it down.
Let me move things.
There you go, you just got some ASMR of paper on microphone.
Ooh, get the views in there.
So,
So
we are.
Dragon Bush.
Right there in Dragonbush. There is.
Dragons.
Hi.
There's Russia.
It's hi.
There's Highgate.
Yeah.
There's Esterfort.
Right.
That's where we were.
Haven.
We've been to Moorcliff.
Yeah.
Been to the river. That's where I'm
So
from.
you were.
Crystal Crest, Rosemere. So that's where I'm from, Rosemere.
Oh,
So that's like the little volcanic island where I'm from.
That's side.
Question.
Do you want to,
Sure.
just out of, for
What's
the
that,
fun of
woodwind?
profit, do you want to just roll me a
Can't read
religion
that.
check for me?
Question. Do we this map? Okay.
Yes. This is a fairly
Yeah, it's
easy
the
map
map.
to get hold of.
Falch. Where's that dragon boat sit? Not your dragon boat.
No, the one that's
From my vision.
Migglesworth. It is here. No, I'm not going to draw any map.
So
That's what Falson's fingers look like.
oh, wait, sorry.
There's points.
So, you would actually know that it is somewhere along here, between the main, and because they came from, these are the two kind of cities in half. They came from here. It's actually, they went off on their own, and it's more towards like here along the river.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, there was a mountains overlook, so there would be sort
Yeah.
of back.
Yeah. So the easiest way, it would be somewhere between Grey Edge and Havenbridge,
along the mountain ridge.
within view of the mountains.
Okay.
Two sausage rolls.
Just about there, I think. As you go along the river.
If you do want to do the one it in pencil, you can do just to mark things, as long as it's erased.
No. I wouldn't dream of it.
Having arrived from Dragonbush, Miggle is going to be very careful and perceptive and look around in case there's any sort of guards that might recognise him.
Roll perception check.
It's just coming on.
That's a natural fucking 20.
Hey.
Okay.
Fucking make a tonnage.
Yeah, he is.
No, it's a 24.
Okay. So you see that there are, like, given that the late hour, there are like a couple of guards around. But you recall, given the history between Highgate and Dragonbush, that Highgate wouldn't necessarily have their guards here.
Right, okay.
It's not a place that has been annexed by
Right, okay.
Highgate.
So guards here would not be on the lookout for me?
Potentially they might, given that you're down as a wanted criminal and wanted posters from Highgate may have come down to Dragonbush,
Right, okay.
but you don't know for certain.
Alright.
You do know that they're not gonna instantly. There's a likely chance that they won't instantly see you and clap you in irons, as would be likely to happen in Highgate.
Right. I'll still be a little bit more cautious the closer we get, because this is the closest we've ever been.
Yeah.
I'm going to be careful.
Yeah.
Not to-
You're within easy travel of Highgate at this point. There's a chance that you've even been to this town.
Baseball cap and sunglasses.
Disguise.
Yeah. Well, have you got like disguise self or anything
I've got
like
the
that?
amulet of disguise
Yeah.
self.
You've got
Choker.
I won't put it on for now, but I'll bear in mind.
I also gave you that like big wooden
The big
cloak
cloak,
thing.
yeah. I'll put the cloak on actually. So I've got used to the hot temperatures of the Feywild.
Yeah.
Being in the
Specifically
bloody-
the areas
I
that
don't want
you've
to
been in.
climatize.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I'll put the cloak
I'm
on.
old, I can't stand changes in temperature well.
Yeah, I'll put
So-
the big cloak on then.
does make it look like proper shifty. So,
Roll insight if you want to.
Do I
In fact, the rest of everyone roll insight.
Where are you rolling from?
Insight.
No,
See
for
if Miggle
what?
looks shifty.
To see how see if you notice how sweaty and nervous Miggle looks.
I got
Oh, yeah.
20.
Miggle looks very sweaty and nervous right now.
18.
18.
Yeah, with an 18, yeah.
What's
Uh,
going on?
You wouldn't notice it as much, but because your perception is comparable to Miggle's like deception, it's
You feeling a bit warm there, Miggle?
No,
It's
no,
nice.
no, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah.
as he pulls the hood up and like
You-
punches himself in his
You
face.
know, you cool down a lot if you took that cloak off.
No, there's a bit of a chill in the air tonight. I think I'll leave it on.
Oh, okay.
If you're coming down, something tell me.
Can't be any chillier than that snow you've been. Still down your back.
Still melting.
The memory of the icy water sends a shiver down your spine.
Still as you determination.
Let's go
So-
to Bramley's mums
Yay.
and dads and aunties and
Bram,
uncles.
where you go?
It's just start, take a left here, and then
So as Bramley begins to lead the way, you pass through the town, cut through the main square, and you head towards one of the nicer houses in town, with quite a large back garden. You see, it's not like decorative the way that you've seen gardens in the houses of nobility. It's all turned into like its own small farmland. Like there are rows of crops. There's every windowsill has like a little section of potted plants on it that are like there's the various things like that. And perhaps one of the windows has something a bit more floral and pretty, and that would be the one that Bramley did. Bit less like useful, but more in line with Bramley. Was like one of these pretty flowers. And that's where Bramley practiced her cultivation growing up. But it is surprisingly one of the larger houses and very nice. A well-to-do house, if not like something that would belong to nobility.
Question.
Yes.
Is the house no size? Oh, to fit a fancy
No,
size
it looks like normal, like standard person size. It's not going to be
You
too
can come-
cramped.
Only just.
It'll be very
I'll sit in the back garden.
No size, that'd be hilarious.
You could be a scarecrow.
Just bark at bark at the birds that come down. Shoot fire. Yes, you head up to the cherry red door and knock. Takes a minute before
Is the
you
knock in the
hear.
shape of an apple? Imagine that'd be so cute.
Aww,
Yeah.
probably.
It's the shape of a seedling,
Oh.
where like the two like the two leaves are attached, and it's the seed itself that you knock
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
door with. Takes a minute before you hear 1 minute, I'm coming. And the door opens and you see Granny Smith there with her hair in rollers.
I told you.
And a pretty nice evening like like a house coat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like proper granny house coat on.
She swapped the clogs out for the fairy slippers.
She does in fact have fairy slippers on. Yes. It's like, she gives you a big hug, pinches your cheeks, and she's like,
I've missed you
"What
so
have
much.
you done to your hair? I told you not to dye it until you were old enough."
I didn't dye it.
And then,
It was the Fae.
oh, they're dangerous,
No.
family. I warned you.
Let's say for the reveal, Pizzazz and Russell stood behind the
Yeah,
in the
they're
mirror, and you'd be like,
Yeah, she sees them as they kind of like step forward as well, and you see immediately she just runs up. She gives Pizzazz a big hug, like sweeps her up off the ground. And she's like,
So,
"Oh,
who's that from?
dear. Where have you been? Your letters stopped coming. Bramley went off to look for you. Did she find you in the Fae? I told you not to go and trust those Fae." And she gets her
They were, Granny, they were.
And she, because I was like, "Mom,
Right.
stop!" And
Brand new grass.
you see, she pulls a wooden spoon out and like whacks Russell on the head. "I told you to look after my daughter." And she's like, "Well, Mum, it's fine." What is it?
"That's so cute."
It's, come on in, then you must be Bramley's friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on in, me and the girls are just having a few games of cards.
I'll be at the back, and I was hoping she wouldn't notice me, and I'd be like, "Ah, Granny!" That's like old times. They're gonna go.
Are you going to come and join us for a few rounds of cards?
Ah, yes, I've been adventuring with the young Bram for a while now. I've become well acquainted.
Wonderful. I hope you've been keeping a close eye on
It's
her.
lovely to see. I'll give her a hug. They go
So,
back.
she leads you, and this house is like I say, it is the kind of standard house size, despite the fact that they are a family of gnomes. And she leads you through to
You have big guests.
exactly. And she leads you through to a back room, which has, you can see, it's got like one of those like holes in the wall that you can put things from the kitchen on.
Like that
breakfast
same
bar
hat.
chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got one of them, just like a very like, and everything in here is like, there's like plush carpets, there's like well stuffed sofas that have like doilies, floral designs on everywhere. You see there's a basket in the corner which has like a pile of knitting in it. There's pictures on the walls of like or like portraits done of family and friends like everywhere, and there's just like cabinets full of like chintz everywhere. It's the classic granny house.
So cute.
And you can see at the back they have a rather nice large table, and you see around it there are 5 other women.
Oh.
And you can see they have
Mother's birthday.
you can see they're all of a similar age to Granny.
Granny's name.
You
Included.
can see they all have cards in their
Not
hands
one of
and
them.
a stack of chips in the centre, and all of them have a drink of some description beside them. Upon seeing like the new arrivals, they all immediately like put the cards down and like come over, and they go over Bramley and Pizzazz, and they're like, "Oh, you were this big when I saw you last." Who this freaking guy is this big? Like suddenly an absolute like horde of grannies has descended upon Bramley and him.
A horde of grannies.
But they're not all gnomes. You see that there is there's a half elf with again like her hair's greyed but like kept in a neat bun, and there's like a kale down to the side, very tasteful, very kind of like more elegant kind of grandma. You see there is a halfling with her who's like just like portly grandma style, and her hair's also in rollers. She's a bit less. She's like smoker granny. You hear she's got like a bit of a. I've smoked 5 packs a day for the last 200 years. She probably does have a world-class pipe.
Let's make us to shake.
You see, there is interestingly an elderly bugbear as well, who is covered in kind of silvery fur that has a few hints of like a deep red colour to it, like a russety kind of colour. But it's like the hair's mostly greyed out, and there's just like a few bits left to it. And the last one is an older turtle lady. Who's, it's difficult to tell age on a turtle, but you guess, given by the companions, they're all of a similar age bracket, and all of them have like these very nice kind of like a house coats on, same as Granny Smith, and there is like so much pink between all 6 of them. Like pink florals everywhere, and well, you've arrived just in time for drinks and a few rounds of cards before the girls head off. Well, we'll call it there for the night, girls, but I want to hear about these adventures that you guys have been on as well. Do you fancy telling us a few stories?
No, this is you, it's your family.
Where to begin?
Oh God, where to begin?
The
Should we
village?
work backwards? Like, what have we just done?
Or we could start at the village.
You see, you start on me,
It's quite a long story.
but I bet the stuff get better as they come. You don't want the stuff to get wet.
Don't forget, all this has happened in 3 days. So. Since we met each other.
We'll start with the village. We've seen a big dragon. Falchion rescued us out of a burning building.
Did?
My word.
What happened? Then we met a fire spirit. She's my friend.
Oh, isn't she
She's
adorable?
gorgeous. She would love a cardigan.
Well, I'll see what I can get to work on.
Thank you, Granny.
Yes. Are you listening to cardigan forever?
No, Granny is.
Oh,
Granny just give her hints.
fireproof cardigan.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Beautiful lighting.
Granny can figure it out.
Yeah, Teflon wool.
Yeah. What did we do after the village? We went to the hollowed spire.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, we rescued the dwarf.
We did.
Right through the dwarves, and you ended up in Marshbank.
We did.
Marshbank, that's it.
Marshbank.
And then after
that
that,
burning house.
we met Vishin,
We did.
and that's how we got to the Hollowed Spire.
Falchion terrorized dragons.
Yeah.
You don't talk about the dragons.
I rescued
Bramley
the
loved the
dragons.
dryads.
Bramley had to love the dragons.
Bramley would have anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Bramley wasn't even charmed.
Don't bop to chop Bramley. No, me.
It's fine.
Her lady friends gone, have they?
No, they've stayed.
Still to the
Yeah, they've all kind of crammed in. Bramley's grandma's brought in like a few extra stools, because grandma houses always have like infinity chairs somehow.
Yeah.
There's always more chairs.
Yeah, exactly. So some of you are perched on like a bit uncomfortably small stools, but it's okay. You make
Let's
do.
leave that to the smallest.
I'm sitting there just
I'm just giving
You're like, I'll just sit on the floor.
hands down to the floor. So,
Nice. Okay. But yeah, so you regale Granny and her friends with some of your adventures, things like that. Nice. Oh,
Does she want to know how Pizzazz got trapped in the Feywild?
I would like
Well,
to know this actually.
as you bring this up, Pizzazz and Russet tell you their tale, and they tell you that they'd been exploring, searching for, more interesting flora, things like that, to inspire the family kind of business of new plant creation, things like that. And while they were travelling, they'd accidentally ended up finding a pathway through to the Feywild without realising. And it was when they ended up in Mother Spore's court that they were invited to stay, and it was there that they kind of lost track of time. And they had no idea that so much time had passed, and it was like something of a shock to the system when you arrived that found this out. But they do have a lot of ideas now, having come from the Feywild, so they're quite content to stay at home now.
Good. Kind of
I mean,
running off again.
that stuff could sound any more brown, but accidentally stumble across him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, if you recall, Bramley, when they tell you this story, that there are quite a few small tears into other planes, and the Feywild has a few of them, and the pool that the Dryads
Yes,
were
that was
on
another one.
is one of them.
Is anyone else getting a bit
So-
too warm in here today?
I would say an emperor off if you want.
Turn it on.
Well, you've got your big coat on as well.
I've got a bit coat.
Yeah. Yeah. So it does sound about right,
Can I
That you
ask Granny to introduce you to her friends?
Yes, of
Miggle's on
course.
the pull.
Miggle's like,
I thought it was
Well, back in my day when I was an adventurer about Europe,
Is this an adventure party?
we called ourselves the Pink Ladies.
Slay.
Slay!
So we don't get to go out as much anymore, but we do like to meet up for a few games now and then.
We're playing.
D&D.
I'm laughing at actually playing D&D.
Roll initiative.
No, it pretend to be like a normal human. It's called like Milkmaids, Milkmen or something like that.
Houses and humans.
Yeah.
So,
We're just role playing PTA meeting. We've got a few games of cards on the go, but we've called that for the night. This has been a bit more interesting to listen to than our old war stories. So, do you have a group name?
Wholesome Chokeslam!
Well, that is interesting.
Wait, that was our party name the whole time.
Not my first choice.
The group chat name!
Yeah.
There's a boss lady. Wait.
Wait a second. Yep.
I
oh,
need to
make
read
fancy.
this.
Then one creep to the next one.
What's all good?
I'll be honest.
It's you, wasn't it? Wholesome Chokeslam.
No, it's you.
It's me!
Sounds like a married back.
We said something about choke
I don't
slam.
remember, and it was me because I think someone had paid for the room again, and I think it was probably you because I think we were all in a taxi going back and you were hopping out at the.
That was it at the
And
show.
I said, listen, if you pay for that room again, I'm gonna choke slam you wholesomely. And then you're like, that's the party name. Yeah, that's where it came from. I accidentally named the party.
I do remember that, it's just that's it's always been. Wholesome Chokeslam.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's the IRL.
that's
the IRL story of
That's even like the
party
Twitch
name.
stream name, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's named after the campaign, so like when you get to campaign 2, eventually it will be labelled as whatever the party name is going to be. Yeah.
What's the in-game explanation then?
I don't know. Miguel suggested it.
Don't mills at it.
the next campaign will be like indignant ball flip. Or something.
Ball flick! Oh.
Yeah.
I do that to Greg all the time.
Alternatively, we can be called Bramley's Angel.
Only in
like
Bromley's
that.
mind.
I like that a lot. That's nice. It makes me
I want to know friends' names. I want to know the people in a party. I want to know the class and stuff, like what they
I
do.
do.
Well, they haven't got like a class as such where they'll say, "Oh yes, I'm a bard."
Yes.
I am
They're
clear.
all,
Yeah, I
they're
am
all
sorry.
dripped.
Yeah.
This is the Druid Conclave.
We found it! Yay!
This is the Amen. Order of clerics. Well, when we were adventurers, I was pretty handy with a sword and shield. You know, a little nimble little fuck. Not so much anymore. The arthritis, you know.
Soon she says, I just look at Mick. We know.
But we all had our own thing to do, you know. We were a pretty good party, except for when we argued.
We do that sometimes too, Granny.
I suppose that's pretty standard party things, isn't it? When you've got a group of travelling companions.
Well, you spend all the time together, don't you? You've got to have a tip every now and then.
Oh, absolutely.
So how many are there in the
There's
Granny's
a
group?
group of 6 of us.
6.
Yeah, so there's Granny and 5 other team.
Okay.
You guys are very welcome at my house for cards when we're old.
Aw.
Thanks, bro.
Well, Miggle's already on.
When Miggle's dead, we can meet
I can get that.
What's this
Bram,
after
when we're old,
You can just
will
bring
be.
my little
Yeah, that's
pocket
true,
glasses.
actually.
Just have my little
To be
glasses
fair,
stick on
you
my
and
table.
Lyle can be like besties for a good while.
That's true.
The rest of us won't be here though.
So when we're in our 70s, you know, you'll be like 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Because druids stop aging after a
That's
while.
true.
I would say Michael's one we've probably got like 5 or 10 good years
I'll
left.
take like a
perhaps.
20
And then it's like retirement, really
Yeah.
needs to retire.
Yeah, if you multi-class, I don't think you get it, but
You don't.
it might be like level 18 or
It's
something.
20, I'm sure
Is it
it's
20,
20.
it might be.
It's
I'm
like
not
immortality
sure
or
off the
something.
top of my head.
The one age.
Not spells.
Basically immortality. It's like
You
lifespan
age out
increased
1
by
year for
10%
every 10
or
that
something.
passes.
Wow.
and Bramley's
Basically-
already can go to like 500.
So you can be 5,000 years old.
Can be, yeah.
Wow.
Close to that, yeah.
I think she's going to turn into a tree by the end of it.
You know what? I think that'd be cool.
Timeless body is at level 18.
You're the lost Entway.
So
Yeah.
technically, if you really wanted to, you could take 2 levels in something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and still get timeless body at level 18.
Oh.
You also get
Option.
you also get beast spells at level 18, which is when you can cast spells as in your wild shape.
Oh, that's good.
So you could be an owlbear and still do
Yeah.
fireball or something? Wow. Owl.
And but.
And then and then at level 20, you can use your wild shape unlimited number of times.
Oh, that would be cool.
Kills wild chick. Wild chick.
You could be an entire zoo in one
I
fight.
could.
It's like pop, 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 pop. Turn into everything.
And I'd be so useful out of combat
Oh,
too, just
interesting.
flying everywhere.
Additionally, you can ignore verbal and somatic components of your druid spells, as well as any material components that lack a cost and are consumed by a spell. You gain this benefit of both your normal shape and your beast shape.
That's what spell this is for.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so like basically how it works is that like if you like how when someone's trying to cast a spell subtly, like Miggle's tried
Oh,
to do in the
yes.
past, and I've said you need to roll a sleight of hand check. You can just choose not to do like this, the
right.
semantic
Oh, that's
components. So you could just like stand there and not have to speak the words of the spell. You can just cast it.
That's very easy.
Cool.
So that's level 20 though. So.
Intellectual druid.
She'll get there. She'll get there.
You got this.
Well, once you get to level 18, you've got all the time in the
Exactly,
world
yeah.
to get the next 2 levels.
Would that make spells immune to counter spell? Because nobody would ever know you were
No,
casting spell.
because it's a reaction. It's as you see the spell starting to go, you'd be able to. Yeah, there'd still be like visible indicators of a spell
You just won't be able to
being
hear him
cast,
say
but
it.
you just won't. Yeah.
You won't hear the words.
You can see it, but you can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll
it's
see
not
the
like
spell
a
take
red
shape. Like,
spot
say,
here?
for instance,
Oh.
fireball, it makes like a red
Yeah.
bead, and as like, or fairy fire, it makes the glitter in the area start to
There-
accumulate.
There's definitely level 20 in the type bot.
Unless I cast blindness. And good luck.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Blindness, if they failed to save on blindness, then they wouldn't matter whether or not Brownie had the thing, because you have to be able to see
Yeah.
the spell being cast to be able to react to it. So, yes.
I have blind sight sometimes.
So Granny, you
Sometimes, yeah,
you
of
said you were
course.
you're good with a sword and board.
Oh, yes.
Any tips to impart? Your years of experience?
And
I chose
Sticking with the
to
pointy end.
as he finishes, it's like,
I'll do it every
"Come,
time."
you really need them.
Well, you do look like a big lad. I don't know how well my particular style would translate, but we could give it a go maybe. How long are you going to be in town
Orange
for?
section ground.
Oh,
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
Bungie gets out.
Yeah.
Me
it'd
too.
be like the Yoda Dooku fight all over again. It's like Granny's just bouncing off shit everywhere.
She's level 20.
That's what I mean. She's gonna kick me out.
Don't worry,
I'll
I'm
just
not
catch
listening
it in
because I
midair,
used to
slamming
be.
against the tree.
She's level 19 now. She's
She-
gone down
You
one.
break
She's-
your hip,
She's
Brownie
about to
kills you.
No, when
She's
she
about to
bounced off the tree and she'd be like,
level 6 to
shoot the
back
balls
smack.
from her head.
I was the agent once.
She beat you to death with a rolling pin.
Ultimate weapon.
Well, we could give it a go.
Okay.
I'd love to spend a few days here.
Well, I think.
If you're not too busy.
Well, we're not in any immediate rush. I don't think.
I'm not.
I think it'd be nice
Bradley's
for.
not in
Yeah.
We're not.
Bramley never leaves again.
Yeah. And this is where Bramley leaves the party.
You start to roll for your next character.
That's the
It's
D20
terrible.
on the D20.
I'm keeping brown.
No, Bram stays. Ember joins the party.
Plot twist.
Some kind of
Right with the
sorcerer.
spirit all up.
Yeah, Ember leaves and Bramley just disintegrates like she got Thanos snaps.
Oh. Does that happen in the Sixth Sense as well?
What?
Getting.
Yeah, something like that.
Does he disappear at the end, Bruce Willis?
Have you ever seen the film?
No.
I'm not going to spoil it.
It's good fun.
Everyone dies at the end.
Oh.
Just like the
Right
D&D.
at the end of the film, the credits roll.
Really?
Yeah.
No
one saw it coming.
Spoiled it now, mate. That's
These
Paul's movie.
modern films are shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we're sticking around for a few days?
Yeah.
Well, man, check out the place.
After being in the Fae for however long, I could use a bit of normality.
We've got lots to catch up on.
Yeah.
And
Right. Need to train on that.
yeah, we do.
Griffin.
Granny can help. Granny will help. Granny loves animals.
So,
At this point, show Grant Smith the Griffin.
Okay. Oh, what a strange little creature. Where did you find this? Is this one of those fey things? I warned you about these fey things.
It has to die.
Slaps it with a iron cast iron skillet.
Anyone? So,
Breakfast with me tomorrow morning. It's what you on the table.
Grifflet pancakes.
It's okay, Lael's a fey thing.
You let everything get out of my house!
Trust and love guard the window now.
Well, perfect.
Well, shall I show you to your... Oh, do you want to show your friends to your bedroom?
Yeah, my bedroom.
Right.
What about the guest rooms?
Well, we've got one.
One.
Is there anywhere else we can stay in town?
Well, of course, it's a town. There's plenty of taverns and things.
So if you want to stay here with Granny, I mean, there isn't enough room.
There's not enough room in my room. There's the guest room.
If one of you guys want to take the guest round, I'll go to an inn.
I'll head to the inn.
Alright.
Besides, you got mum and dad to think of as well,
That's
so
fair.
they'll probably take the guest room.
guest room.
No, they've got their own.
Look at their own room.
Yeah, they've got their own room.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It was immortalised. It was a shrine before they got back.
Just need to clear out the room 1 second.
I didn't realise
Yeah,
how good
Bram-
a pencil holder we are.
Bramley's got a no boys in the bedroom.
Really good.
Well, besides the
No boys in the bedroom.
Yeah, they're doing their best.
Paula's not been allowed in the bedroom. Granny Smith's rules.
What's that?
Mira and Lyle can stay.
I'm going to tavern.
Yeah, we're all for guests now.
Right, come on, Miggs.
Let's go.
And I grab Miggle by the back of the collar and drag him out. I'm like, come on, go to the tavern.
I'm sure Granny Smith would let Miggle stay. We know each other.
Yeah, if you want to stay in the guest room, you
Oh,
can.
it's gonna say,
If you want to stay in the guest room, you can.
Yeah, I'll just...
Granny Smith knows me. She won't let us stay.
Yeah.
She knows me.
No, she's offered the guest room to you. There's-
Use it.
Is there
I'll
enough
stay with
room
the guest
for everyone to stay?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be like a bit of like sleeping on the floor.
Top of the table.
Yeah.
Girls
Yeah.
in Bram's
But
room.
It's not
Yeah.
like a tiny titchy house where there's
Go on then,
No
we'll
space for
take the
people.
guest room.
boys in the guest room, girls
That's
in
it.
Bramley's room. Do you want to describe your room, Bramley?
Bramley's
Pink.
room. There is lots of pink, but there's also lots and lots of green. Granny Smith's been looking after her plants while she's been away. The plants, they're nice, but you can tell they've a bit Bram's early work. Some of it's got wonky leaves,
Wonky leaves.
one with one gigantic leaf. She was working it out. She's got a big bed, like a princess with 4 posters.
Oh.
It's gigantic compared to Bram, so there's enough room.
There's probably like a little step so you can get up
There
onto.
is.
One end is
Amber
just
can
stuffed
sleep on the
animals.
step. I'm
Oh, yes.
Giant
And cuddles
cushions and
up
stuffed animals.
in the animal pile, the stuffed animal pile.
What else would Bram have in her room? She'd have a
Right.
big mirror.
Big mirror. Tea set.
Yes,
With a little balcony near the balcony window that you saw. So, and there's more flowers again outside that window.
She'd have a nice wardrobe, lots of knitwear,
Of course.
full of blankets everywhere.
Oh yeah, she's probably got one of those probably more than one of those like baskets that's just piled with various blankets and throws and things like that.
All Granny's handiwork.
Naturally. She wrapped with clogs on.
Yeah, definitely.
She's got
Multiple
See-
pairs.
Yeah, well, they've got different designs carved in them for the different reasons, obviously.
Of course.
Seasonal clogwear.
The winter clogs have got fur in.
Got extra grid.
Right. Before we go to the guest room, I'm going to take a walk around the town just to see if I can find any of those wanted posters.
Oh,
Okay.
I think my wanted posters.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me as you go.
You can stay in the guest room bar.
He's
No,
going for a
he's
walk.
coming back.
See.
He's
Come
coming
back.
back.
Okay.
Let's go for a walk.
Plus, nice. 22.
Okay.
Alright.
This, like this.
As you're wandering around, you spot like a guard outpost near one of the ends of the city, and you would spot one of the wanted posters there. It's more towards like the Highgate side that you spot this little outpost. And there are like a few guards around, but you do spot the poster there.
Can I see?
Is there actually a poster for me?
Yeah, 100%.
I want to go. Oh,
I
I want to poster done. Really awesome.
I stop, look at the poster. Any guards on the road?
Yeah, there's guards
Yeah.
around. It's like their little outpost. This is where Bar does not come back for the night. He gets himself arrested.
Well, you're allowed to take one to posters, aren't you?
What cantrips have you got?
No, it's like in the it's on the like
Gives the want
port.
post guards.
Gives the guards guidance to find them.
Yeah. I go to one of the guards. Excuse me.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Do you have any more of these posters? I'm travelling to the city. I want to see if I, just in case I find them on the go.
Yes, certainly. And they have like a small, like a thin kind of like a binder to that where there's like a few different of the like the wanted posters that have been like sent down from the printing press kind of thing, and you're given another one of Miggle's posters. You see he has a long list of crimes on there, including things like arson, burglary.
But you were going to say arsehole.
Yeah,
Arson about.
illegal use of enchantment magic.
How could you?
His
I
face
can
just
see-
contorts like over this.
Yeah,
You were a rat.
rioting.
I know that.
Yeah. And
Jaywalking.
and you'd see that the bounty is set at 2,500 gold.
Damn.
How Sally?
2,500.
That's a bit
That's a
that's
lot.
a bit
That's a lot,
disappointing, Miggle. We've got more than that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's considering that
Who's this week?
to put this in perspective, the average workaday labour wage is 2 silver pieces. That's the daily wage.
Oh, we're rich.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not Scrooge, but
Well,
We are pretty much in the top 1%.
We've got a paddling pool as opposed to a Scrooge
Wow.
being
McDuck
off from the
style.
fact. Well,
We pay for an extension on the cottage. For Granny. How much would that be?
this house
it's
pretty
probably-
tactic.
Yeah, it's
Strangely enough, $2,500
and
Costs
to
one
get an
mix.
extension, to get an extension would not really be possible unless you wanted to start cutting into the garden space.
Oh, no, thank you.
If you want the really nice wood finish, you've got to give in Jim as well.
So I take the spare poster. Thank you. I'll keep an eye out on anything. I'll send word. Okay?
Certainly.
And I'll make my way back to the house.
Okay.
Bar's going to be rich.
And as I come back, I go, guys, guest room, emergency.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah.
Close the door. What is this? Follow the poster.
And you'll see the same wanted poster of Niggle. And the very large bounty on there.
I take the poster and I'm reading this shopping list of crimes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
How different.
It's like a,
no.
How different.
it's like a plane.
Who the hell are you?
Like he was kept in
Is Miggle even your real name?
for a long
It's
while,
like a
so
Playboy
they have
magazine.
a good idea of what
Yeah,
it looks
good.
like. So
It folds out.
it's
Not done a
But I
very
mean,
good job on the
he's-
picture. My mutton chops are a lot larger than this.
They got your
So
wrinkles
it's
just right,
correctly
Niggle.
Wrinkles, maybe, yes.
They never get the nose right.
Right.
it's pretty spot on for what Miggle looks like, despite his outrage at the mutton chops.
What's
Which
the list?
fact?
What's the list of crimes?
Well,
Well,
So many.
Name a
Just
crime.
off the head to Highgate.
battery.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a battery.
Yeah. Miggle, I'll say, looking at this list of crimes, you guess that you
Miggle
don't
guessing
remember
what
doing
crimes
all
he's
of
just
them. You don't remember doing all of them.
At the bottom of the
You
poster.
guess that
Please tell me
a
what
few
for more.
things may have been added on by, and you don't know when they were added on, whether they were added on for the poster or whether they were added on when you were
Drunk.
initially arrested.
Right.
And like the crimes for
To
your
be fair,
arrest
when he
warrant.
actually did do some of these crimes, he was quite drunk, so he might
Oh
not
yeah,
remember it anyway.
you might not remember them, but you do know that you went down for an extremely long time.
Oh yes, even for what I actually did, the sentence was far too extreme.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'll begin in character to explain that now. Listen, guys, what I actually did may have been bad in some people's eyes, not mine. I don't think it was that bad, but I have well and truly served my time for what I did do.
What did you do?
Plus many years. I have well and truly overserved my time. What I did do
What did you do?
was quite simple. Dad, I was going through a very traumatic time. Things were tough back then. I'd had my heart broken, I'd drowned my sorrows, and I incited a peasant rebellion which led to lots of bad things happening, I suppose. There was looting, theft, rioting.
Please.
We defaced
No.
monuments of the king and several other nobles. I may have stolen, well, not stolen. I convinced several of the noble folks to hand over their undergarments, and then I hung them on a statue of the king, the previous king. They handed them over willingly, I guess. They didn't.
Your eyes go to the illegal use of enchantment magics.
That'll be that, okay. That'll be the illegal enchantment magic. But for all the crimes that I did admittedly commit, I served far more time than what was warranted. Far more time.
How long were you put away?
120, 130 years? Who's counting when it's that long?
Question.
120 years. And
Huh?
you were in jail for 120 years.
And they weren't going to let me out.
Upon,
The only reason I'm out now is because I've escaped.
Yeah,
upon
you
him.
would notice that on the list of crimes, escaping custody.
Escaping custody.
Yep, it's on there.
Question.
Sure
Is Jim also
Being-
wanted?
Oh!
Wanted poster in the corner.
He's got a tiny diamond mask.
Now, luckily for Jim, they're unaware of his identity, so he's surprised everyone noticed.
They just think it's any old rat.
Yeah.
Assisting in the escape of a convict.
Conspiracy to commit murder.
Conspiring with
I'm
people.
curious to see
And he
your response to
makes
this.
confession
Yeah.
of what he's done. Would I think that this led to the tipsy is accessible, fair,
It's difficult to say because you don't know the justice system of Highgate. You wouldn't have any outside experience. If 120 years is a life sentence for a good few races, it's a lot different for elves. So there's that as well. So, because
No.
like a life sentence for an elf, so their justice system is geared more towards like elf lifespan than gnome. So it's difficult to kind of. But there is a long list of crimes on this, and whether or like, despite the fact that Miguel's like denying some of them, what is on the poster you would assume would more than definitely warrant that sort of sentence.
Oh my god, they got defenestration on this list.
Yes, that I did do as well.
That's how you know what that word
If you
means.
would allow me to explain why the
God.
sentence was a lot longer than it was meant to be. So,
You started a riot?
I help, it wasn't just me.
I don't exactly understand. I can see that.
Yeah.
I know.
It says it wasn't just me and Jim squeaks.
Jim, shut up.
Let me get this straight. You got dumped, you started a riot,
It wasn't just dumped.
and you got arrested for
It
it.
wasn't just dumped.
That's the more
Go on.
free and the rich. It wasn't just more free. It was.
It was.
I was at the front with the pitchfork.
Look, the lady that I had been courting for many years just so happened to be of noble birth. and her family discovered that we had been in a
Mouth drops.
for many years, and were not happy with this,
Wait,
and did their best to separate us.
Hang on, you with a noble.
yeah, that's fine. What?
What?
You hate no.
I'm gonna say you literally brushed it off when the Queen dropped.
You're not getting back into this bullshit.
Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I used to be banging this noble.
Don't bring that up again, Valshin. Look, yes, I dislike nobles, but the reason, well, one of the reasons that I dislike them is because her bastard family stopped her from doing the things that she wanted to do and stopped us from being together, essentially. And then when all was said and done and she could no longer see me, I was heartbroken. We had planned, well, I'd hoped that we'd planned to run away together, and then when we could not, I was very upset.
You started a riot.
I got very drunk, and you know, my friend Marillion helped me as well.
Stop.
I inspired the peasant folk into a wild rebellion. It lasted quite a while. Other people were arrested because they were heavily involved. My friend Marillion was also arrested, but his sentencing was obviously not that bad compared to mine. They hated me, they targeted me specifically.
You were the ringleader.
But
alright.
they
Maybe they were biased because you were trying to get with
Because they were jealous.
this.
Yes, I'm trying to get with her.
Oh,
Should we date? We were together for 50, 60 good years until they discovered.
Took you that long to
You're
propose?
not going to discover after 60 years.
Say.
This is.
This is going on, bars just in the
I'm
corner.
curious to see what bars are making of this. Like, can I sort of? Why have you brought this to me? Where did you find it?
A goalpost heading towards Harriet.
What are your thoughts on the matter, dare I ask?
Well, I see most of it's true. I know why you're in jail.
Do you think that I've fairly served my time already for these crimes?
The crimes were harsh, yes. There were many people who lost their livelihoods due to your little fun and games, due to businesses closing, due to the humiliation of what you done to the fallen statue. The noblemen and also some common men fell under your influence and lost their businesses and had punishment because of it.
That's not true. The people who joined me were good friends of mine, people I'd known for pretty much my entire life. They were the ones who joined me, and we only targeted people we knew to be corrupt, to look down on the peasant folk.
Yes. But also, I worked for those higher up people that looked their nose down for the peasant folk. I was a blacksmith for them. More than noticed.
Say that again, sorry.
So I worked for them higher ups that looked their noses down the common folk. I was the one the blacksmith they go to for the soldier.
Alright, so you have your own motivation.
When you targeted them and influenced them, obviously some people were caught in the vicinity. Me being one. I got caught up in your little shenanigan. And was also pushed.
It was good though, wasn't it?
It was really good.
It was good.
Outside the character, yeah, it was really good. Outside the character, it was really good. Back to it. As for that, we were punished, thrown in jail, and we had a choice: either spend the rest of our lives in jail or join the church. I chose to join the church, and my smithy was closed down until further notice.
I see.
On top of that, because of all the times I was locked away, my family left me.
Oh, well,
So I lost my
Obviously-
business and my family due to this little thing you had.
well, obviously I'm sorry to hear that, and that wasn't my intention, but you have to understand.
Fucking.
Alright, yeah. No.
I do understand, but at the same time, it's quite childish for you to do at the end of the day.
Understandable.
I still find it hard to forgive you for what you've done. After all, I've lost a fair bit. And I don't think I will ever forgive you.
Well, can I at least offer you my apology?
Not a start. And in the meantime, because you apologise, I rip up the wanted poster.
Hey!
Oh, I wanted to keep it.
Frame
Go
it.
get another
Thank
one.
you.
You found the one on the road, don't worry.
This is
I'll
symbolic.
reach out my hand and not shake your hand and say, I am sincere in my apology. That's good. Glad that's all. You're not going to tear me in.
Unless.
That's just still thinking about it.
I'm just thinking about some of those crimes.
You were messed up, man. You were there.
If you could have seen it, you'd have
It was
loved
messed up.
it. You'd have loved it.
You would loved it, but also you will have to take a step
No,
back in the
Falcher would have been one of the people handing over his undergarments to the statue.
You engage what? Make
My
fun.
enchantment
To be
magic.
fair, with my intelligence, she probably could have charmed me, no problem.
You guys at my time to go and tell you plus one. So that's the reason why I got it.
Just after all, it's got to say, I'm just going to chat.
Yeah, go.
Okay. As far as that, that's it. Make it fun. He's a champ, my son. Stop the civil rebellion. So, if nothing else, he's made up for that scraps, but
Yeah.
so,
As a religious man,
Yes.
ask yourself, would the gods have favoured me and blessed me with their wonderful items and hold my book? Would they have blessed me with this and trusted me with this if I wasn't a good and noble person?
19.
19. It is. There is iconography on there of Quinn, who is the goddess of knowledge and wisdom. I'd say with a 19, she was known to have, like, her realm was essentially an endless library. And she would collect all manner of information. There's things that are like, retellings of, like, there's like historical documents, there's manuscripts that would like detail how to make various things, things like that. But there are also things like there are fiction books, there are there's even some stories of there being like diaries or first-hand accounts of things. All manner of thing that has happened in the world exists as a copy in some description in the library of Quinn. This book kind of reminds you of a tale that you hadn't really thought about, given that you're not specifically a witch of Quinn, but being reasonably well versed in religious information. There is a story of a thief who entered Quinn's library and stole a book of tales and left. And Quinn, this is a time,
I know you found it.
you know, centuries ago when the gods would still walk the earth. Quinn found the man who took the book. She found him using it to tell stories to a group of orphan children who he looked after. And she decided to allow him to keep the book.
Because he was using it for good purpose.
And this book kind of triggers the memory of that tale. There's no, like, it's not resurfaced before, but certainly, like, the book for us, like, and it does look old-fashioned, like the styling of it. Being that you're like a blacksmith, there are, like, you'd know well enough, like, the more there's a good chance that you'd have had to work on aspects of a printing press before, just to help maintain it, that sort of thing. So you'd be aware of like how things like books nowadays are made. This looks incredibly old-fashioned. It looks like it was handmade, but it is like beautiful and immaculate. It looks as if it was made today, but like I said, it does have this air of extremely old-fashioned to it, and there's a good chance that this book is that very same one or a very similar one as the one in that story.
What was the question?
Sorry? I said to you, as a holy man, would the gods have blessed me with this book and given me their guidance if I wasn't a noble, trustworthy, and a good person?
In some
He's
ways,
a noble, get him!
in some ways, yes.
Make it stop,
in
James.
other ways, no. But with this god, looks like this. But the god you chose to follow decided yes. So, who am I to say? The will of the gods. Take of it what you will.
Okay.
God schmods.
Exactly.
He's a pain in my ass, but
Me
It's
or
okay.
he's one of our parties. So.
Yeah.
He's a pain in the ass, but he's alright.
Pain in the ass, he's alright on some days, but pain in the ass.
Now let this be a warning, lads. I could have your pants.
That's why I go commando every night.
I'm just wondering, like, start to get drunk, you're going to start fucking race rides or something, you're like, gnomes are right,
Too much.
gnomes lives matter.
Like a Kill Bill flashback. The seizure as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the riot started in... Miguel had a best friend and another gnome called Marillion Corky. And he was the tavern keep of a tavern that Miguel used to drink in. That's where he got drunk and then started the sort of uprising, because he knew all the locals who drank there, so it started there, and then they went mad and broke out onto the streets, and that was how the riot began.
Who were you targeting? Just the noble houses?
Just the
or?
local houses, yeah. Anyone who was remotely,
Associated.
responsible or associated with the family that prevented me from being with Elsie, basically. But specifically them, like that was why I put.
Hell
the
hath
statue
no
on
fury
Kings.
like a Miguel stone.
For your viewing.
Have hot hair and all. Just for reference. Where you go to sleep. For Leo off. Spend.
Alright. Yeah. You and Mira see Lyle setting up with a small piece of silvered wire. And she begins to kind of like lay it out on the floor, and you hear it like spending some time like chatting.
Is this to
quietly
keep your
to
pants safe?
To keep you safe.
Steal your pants.
I thought it was to keep us away from Mickle too.
It could be that in the future. Let me go along.
Miguel, you stay on your side of the room.
Mickle's not even in the same room as
I know,
us.
yeah, you're together.
Hannah, that's why. Set up around. Make sure.
Around Mickle's room.
So if anyone comes to
Yeah.
hide them.
Yeah. Once the door's closed.
Not that you're
Lyle-
going to steal anything, but wouldn't it be really interesting to snoop around Granny Smith's house when she's gone to bed and just see what weird shit we find?
Do you say that in front of Bramley?
No, but how fun would it be just to find like Granny's weed and stuff?
Definitely not.
You'll never
Hang on,
find that
she's
she's
not
in
even
it
hiding.
well.
Have you seen the crop in the background?
I'm gonna like late into the evening when we're all sort of like sat around with hot cocoa chatting about old times, I'm gonna be like, oh Granny, you must show us the family albums of when Granny was a child.
As she pulls out, I got me cocoa and I just pour a little bit of night wine into it. 1 second to hear this.
Okay. Roll a constitution save.
Roll blindness. That's actually pretty good. 19.
19. I believe that passes. So I think that you'll gain.
Magic sense swears.
Stop it. Stop telling me things, Discord. I don't want them.
Yay!
I don't want to know anything.
Exactly. Bottle of night. Right. I need a dice. Here, sharp and pointy boy. Once again, you gain the effect of the detect magic for a d4 for 1 hour.
One time I want, in my mind I went, great. The one time I wanted blindness and I've just got this.
Now I can see 2.
Now when you can detect magic, can you see any interesting magic items around?
Ooh,
Oh yeah, there is quite a few things
Like
around.
herald weapons from adventuring days and stuff like that, yeah. Granny's
have
battle sword,
blast.
sword of mauling, some shit.
No,
You could just cast blast on set.
I know, but I didn't always spell slot.
Yeah, but alcohol?
I couldn't
Hang
spell
on,
slot.
it's night time and we're getting drunk. You'll get it back after a long rest.
So this is
Oh,
more
we
fun.
get drunk.
This is
This
more
is more
fun.
important.
This is more fun.
Actually, yeah,
And I can
this
roll a
is
dice.
time. This isn't drunk time.
Yeah. I can roll a dice as well. So.
Well, peering around with this detect magical, you would see that there is some evocation in the kitchen.
It's always the kitchen.
It's where things need
There
focus.
is. You know what? You're so right.
I mean, I do 5.
Yeah. You'd see there is abjuration on something on the mantelpiece that looks it looks like just a silver bangle, if anything. There's I'm trying to, because it tells you what schools of magic things are as well.
That's cool.
That's why. You notice there is transmutation on a pair of boots in the hall as you're heading upwards.
Ooh.
Bit of mimic.
There are going out boots. Can't let Bradley see. Straps and chains.
Pull them out the crooks.
Little things like that. And you'd notice actually in the mirror in the hallway has a bit like a small bit of illusion magic on it.
Makes you look younger.
I'm gonna
Too
go.
much actually.
Yeah, I was gonna go up to the silver bangle for a sec
Okay.
and cast identify.
Identify. You would see it has essentially it makes a shield.
Ooh,
You wear it and it's got essentially a collapsible shield inside
that's
it.
all I
Oh,
was
So
like
you
that.
can pop it out or in.
Yeah.
That's very
Well, it's like fully
I want it!
Don't have to cast shield.
I was looking at it
Just wear something nice.
Yeah.
and I go back to sit down.
Nice.
Don't tell you guys any of it. You know what? You're all like,
What? Smack me.
I'm thinking it. You haven't got the tech for it. So. Yet.
Should we go Bobos then?
Yeah.
You're not high enough yet. Soon. Not yet.
Bobo time.
You all split to your designated rooms for the night. I sliced the entire party in half. You'll split. The boys go to the guest room, the girls go to Bramley's room, of course. Bramley, you get them out like the piles of blankets, things like that.
Would you like a teddy to cuddle me around?
There are so many.
I'll take the cat.
And the lads all pile into the other room.
So
Granny
everyone's-
Smith provides
Yeah.
you like a few pillows and blankets that are extra, things like that.
I go to Falchinger and like, so, who wants heads, who wants tails, who's flipping for the bed and floor? I bouncy floor, you guys got the
I'm
bed.
taking the bed.
I'm gonna have like a little futon in the corner.
Nice. Yeah, pretty much.
I lay on the bed and just roll into
No
I lay on the floor and
size
roll into the bed.
Nice. No, and you and Bar are given extra pillows and blankets by Granny. Once the door's closed, Lyle, you set up your alarm along the doorway just to make sure that Meagle stays safe.
Free man.
And not stealing underpants. Doing purpose. You don't care about other people, but you care about your own. Although, to be fair, out of the party, the only person who's likely to steal it from is Falchion. Maybe Mira.
It's a weird I'll see your alarm spell as just as in this house as a string with a bell on top of the door.
Do you set it to? Do you set it to just alert yourself with that?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. And yes, you all settle down for the night for the girls
Don't
in
need to do
Bramley.
much, is it?
See,
We have level
Bramley
20
looks
druid in the house, we
absolutely in that bed. Like, she's so tiny and that bed is so big, it's stupid.
Granny
Classic
Smith a druid.
Prince Cinema.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%,
Yes.
100%.
Is Granny Smith a druid?
The mattress so soft you see.
Oh, shit.
She said she was good with a sword and a shield.
Fighter?
You don't know.
But there's a lot of packs
I
that
asked her for tips, so I think we're going to have a sparring session.
I'm not going to be the one as a up early for a fight with Granny. Go easy on me, young man! She absolutely slashed it.
I just grab her by the ankle and slam her into the wall.
No chance.
Slams the wash.
I'm going to get ended on this fight.
Slams the wash.
Come on, I'm excited for the war. Now we to do this and see if I can get absolutely obliterated.
I'll be healing you just in case.
Yeah, keep on, just in case.
Right. So, do we sleep soundly through the night?
You do very, very
Nice,
nicely.
huh?
It's a very plush bed. It's fantastic.
Oh, silk sheets for the first time it is.
They're not
Probably,
silk.
yeah. They probably are no.
They're not silk, but my god, they're comfortable.
No.
They, you know what? They're actually homegrown cotton.
Oh.
Even better.
Right. Shit, I bet we're going to have a boss break here. I bet you're going to get up and do break with Granny.
to
Yeah.
Like old times.
wait for Brock
Aww.
and me to fall asleep.
And
Then you
what?
steal it underpants.
I blame me.
Terribly would.
No, gonna cut 5 million.
Okay. So,
Fine for me.
do you have anything in mind, or can I go with something here?
Trying to find a
Oh, I did. Oh,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Jealous of like the pets in the party.
Hang on, we have a grifflet.
Yeah, but this is a familiar. It's different than a pet.
It's just like a best friend.
Yeah, it's like a black cat for the witch.
Something like that, but better.
Will it
Or
have
a
powers?
toad
cat
for a
or a
nibble.
wizard.
Why can't Jim have powers?
Because he's not
Because he's
familiar.
not a familiar.
If anything, he's
Is there a way to
overpowered.
make him familiar?
Jim's now level 1.
No, familiars technically are considered face spirits, which is why I was interested
Maybe
in
he
doing a
is.
little something here.
Right, okay.
So, as you begin to lay out your incense and get the,
Replicate the griffin.
begin to set
Long
out like
grasshopper.
the chalk and like it's your first time casting this spell, so it's pretty slow going. Referring back and forth to the book as you like scribe out the runes that basically reach out into the Feywild with the offer of a contract. Is essentially how familiars work. And as you finish, you kind of like reach your hand forward, and the like all at once the incense begins to burn, but there's no smell on your side of it. It's almost as if the smoke begins to seep into the floor, into the circle of your spell, and vanish.
Sorry, you there.
And crawling out from the circle on the floor. It's a giant mimic. Roll initiative now.
It's seen from the ring.
It's a small like vibrant green and with vibrant green with a few reddish speckles. A fairy dragon.
Oh, fairy dragon. No way.
You see, it's small and it has almost wings that look almost butterfly-esque in shape. And they have as like you like it's only small, like probably a bit smaller than a house cat, but as it kind of like climbs up your arm and settles on your shoulder a bit, and you kind of like lift your arm, and it like steps out almost as if it's like preening for you, and you see as you like hold it up, you can see the light from like one of the sconces in the room kind of like shines through the wing, and it almost has like this stained glass effect to it where the colours are like visible with the light through it. It's a really beautiful creature, and same as any other familiar, you can change its form. But yes, you have access to a small little fairy dragon familiar.
What are you going to call it?
Dave.
No! Spencer.
No! Matt.
No! That makes you confusing.
Myself.
Shit has taken.
Well, okay.
What are you going to call
The
it?
compass redirects.
Let's do some
I only
suggestions.
I only have speckles, so I'm just gonna make it up. That's so much cool.
Cheese whiz. Beeswax.
I'll think of it.
Jabba cake.
Did you say
Rainbow.
speckle though?
Yeah, it's gonna have like a half called speckles.
Rainbow.
You can still call it speckle if
I
you
mean,
want. It's got
speckles.
little
Speckles.
It's quite. I mean, it's
Well,
quite
when
ruby
speckles-
colours of it, hasn't it?
when-
Got
Yeah.
some red spots.
Sparkles,
I
glitter
think
buttocks.
speckle then.
Speckles. Speckles on the
third.
cute.
The third.
Fancy pants McGee.
Well, to the first and second, you don't want
Tits
to.
McGee.
That's
I
my
like
stage
speckle.
name.
Speckles are cute.
Oh.
So, is there anything else you want to do that night? Oh,
No, I think we're all good.
alright. I'm asking Lael because all the rest of you fucks are asleep.
Yeah, we're.
This is all
Well,
part
well,
of
okay.
it. Pops.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a fairy dragon.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
They're very, very cute.
That's just looked at
Yeah,
it.
even better, the blue one.
Oh, that's like that one.
I just looked
The
at
one in the
walls.
book is a blue one.
That one there.
But yes.
Also cute.
The ones from World of Warcraft are really cute.
They're actually, this one's actually
Oh, that's
They've got
nice.
like big
like a
eyes.
middle-aged one,
I like that one.
more or less.
I like the colour on that.
What a shade of that.
Since we're sleeping,
Just something else for us to
Yeah.
get out of.
can we have a little
Yes, we can have a little
Oh.
interlude here. You
What?
can go back
Tara,
in.
that'd be yours with the flowers on.
Oh,
Oh,
Right, so
that one's
We'll see you in a little bit, internet.
Bye
Ta-ta.
bye.
5-10 minutes. TTYL homes.
peace.
Someone slap the microphone.
Slap it.
children.
Beep.
Oh well, we are returned.
Right. So morning comes. You all wake up in your own time. Probably you probably wake up first. Eager to. Well, you're already awake. You don't count. You never slept. Yeah. Did you head downstairs once you woke up, or did you wait upstairs in Bramley's room?
Right, wait.
Okay. Yeah. So you get up bright and early so that you can spend the day with Granny.
Baking.
Yeah. She can
chopping
tell you that that's not how
berries.
that's done. You're making pies wrong.
And then she could just do it.
Yeah. Good old days. Yes. So you immediately throw your cardigan on over your PJs and hurry downstairs to go help Granny. She's clearly one of those old people that never gets to sleep.
Yeah.
She's already up, getting things ready for making breakfast in the mornings. Lyle, do you want to go down with her, or do you want to just chill in the room still?
No, go with that.
You're gonna go down with your new pet, like, look, guys, what a great found tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lyle and Bramley are downstairs first. But it doesn't take too long for everyone else to wake up and come to, and head downstairs to
I'm
a
still snoozing away.
delicious smell of, well, there's a delicious smell of breakfast that might tempt you awake.
Like the cartoons, what they think.
Yeah, it's that I'm floating down on the cartoon smell.
Yeah, still covered in the blanket.
I actually come down with the blanket. I'm like,
Yeah, you all gather as Bramley and Granny begin to dish out breakfast.
Granny, do you have any coffee?
Oh yes, of course. And she gets to making whatever drinks, teas, coffee, juices that she has.
I'll have a coffee, please, Granny.
She gives you a very milky, very sugary coffee.
God, sugar rich, bro.
Shaken, not stirred.
Do you want a latte? See, they don't know funny too. You all get your breakfast. And,
Just gonna say, how good's this breakfast, Meg?
Neatly.
Hello.
Becca's tapped out for the rest of the session.
Yeah. She has a new thing to play with.
What is
I'm
it?
just thinking how useful it's going to be at work.
It's basically an electronic etch-a-sketch.
You lecture sketch.
I
give
said
it
the
a
same
go?
thing, it's an
Looks
extra sketch
fun.
for
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah.
Can I try?
You draw on it, you press a button, and it disappears.
So it's slightly better than an extra sketch because
Good for keeping track of spells per day and HP during
Although, have you ever seen the
Good
pictures
idea.
of
That's what
people
I've got it
who
for,
do
but
like
also
the Mona Lisa
it's
on an
so
etch-a-sketch?
useful for
and you're like,
work.
who has that time?
How long does it stay for if you
Just
like
take that to
left
make
it?
forever.
Wow.
You can get to stay forever if you press the lock on the back. There's a little lock.
Is it what?
Silver?
How much was that?
No way. Where from?
50
Yeah.
quid.
From the depths.
I'm not paying 50 quid.
Yeah. To everyone except
To
me,
be-
this
to be
this
fair, I wouldn't
breakfast is
pay it,
fantastic.
Don't remind me, I can't think.
Oh, Megan,
Taste that to me.
you are
Matt
missing
tried,
out.
Matt tried to be like, Miggle, how good's this breakfast? You were just like out of it with your little doodle pad.
Oh, sorry.
Megan,
Oh,
some
it's
coffee.
delicious. I know you mean well, Granny. I'm sure it's delicious. Oh.
I know you've lost your
Eat my
sense of
eggs and
taste.
sadness.
Can you still smell? So you can smell how good it is, you just can't taste it.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should have thought about that
Sniff
for
any.
those silly deals in the Fey.
Well,
Do you want a coffee? Tastes amazing.
I forgot what it tastes like.
It's like a chicory roast.
Okay.
Oh,
And can
Chicken
I
roast.
silver ingots and well, ironing is what they're called, and turn it into like a bracelet, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it
Isn't
it
that
takes an
coffee?
hour,
Is that
doesn't
It
it?
takes an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
my
Okay.
goodness.
Easy enough to do.
Just to make a bit of money. That's all.
I'm just describing the coffee to Megan.
I'll say roll me just a wisdom check.
So wisdom check.
Yeah.
That's what's brilliant.
Tara's intrigued. She's like,
What have we been winding
Tara's
up?
zoned out for the rest of the session,
Oh,
and Becca's
great.
never getting that back.
19.
we've got different
19,
colours
okay.
available.
If you're planning to like make some money with it, then
I'm trying to convince
with that,
myself like how could I use this
you
in
managed
work?
to make like a very very like
Like
nice
who would like to draw
bracelet.
on
It's
this
got like
when I'm supporting them?
even though it's like simple in like shape, you managed to like get some like beautiful carvings into it, and it's all like very like smoothly made because it's made via your magic rather than actually being done in a forge. So there's no like scuff marks or hammer marks or anything. So it's like top quality.
Nice.
What does he make it
Bit of
Just
bracelet.
make a nice little bracelet. So who's that?
Oh,
Yeah, he's poor after the Feywild.
Yeah, I've lost a bit of money after taking out, so.
Oh yeah, and you gambled all your money away, didn't you?
Exactly, yeah. That's why. So I need to make some money.
Yeah.
fair enough. Is there actually a forge in town?
Yeah. There's a blacksmithy in most
That's actually so
places.
fun.
I mean, not,
So fun.
not immediately. I want to enjoy breakfast
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
yeah.
and find out what we're doing for the day. But
Mm.
at some point, I would like to go there with some of the cold iron that I picked up.
Alright. Little kills fountain.
You die.
So,
It's mine. I make the world's tiniest shackles for the
what did the
favourite.
rest of you do over breakfast? As Barleg stuffs some breakfast in his face and heads outside. Well, what are the rest of you discussing for the day?
Well, Granny, I believe we had a spa date this
Oh,
morning.
absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
You're all gonna.
Bramley has her mind on a different type of spa date.
Yeah. She's imagining a brand new wig and a big fluffy dressing gown.
Nails all dead.
Wrong spot.
That's a little bath. You can move the eyes.
To be fair, actually, Dragonbush is large enough as a town that it does have its own bathhouse if you wanted to go.
Well, it's on the map. It's
I
got to
think we
be
shall,
a
yeah.
decent
Yeah.
size.
Pretty much the places on the map are all large enough to have like basic amenities that like especially things like that like profit from weary travellers
Yeah.
who just want somewhere to relax and refresh.
I suppose also if they're famous for their produce, you know, they'd have tradesmen coming in and out. They'd,
Yeah,
have,
definitely.
they'd need some kind of infrastructure.
Exactly. So Bramley could go off and get herself a spa date if she really wanted to. See, they like that idea as well.
We do.
Yeah, they just wanted to talk.
Before,
Yeah.
I'll take a spa date.
can you make a note for Mike for me before everyone kind of decides what they want to do for the day? I run upstairs and I give everyone 100 gold out of the winnings, just so everyone's got a little bit of walking around money.
Winning.
100 out of how many?
I'll just give
Not
my
enough.
You're not going to spend all that money in a spa.
I'm not going to
you
go
want
to
the
the spa,
rest?
I'm going to stay with Granny.
Alright.
I guess 100 gold, yeah.
Yeah, you get 100 gold.
Yay.
Write it down.
I've sent Mike a message.
Pop a
Put it
fountain.
on my note as well.
Doing us our monies.
Well, 10th of what?
It's
Oh, thank you.
the rest is safe.
Keep that one
It's all
back
set.
up.
Thanks. There's loads of them.
So that's 100 each. That'd be 500.
Because my phone couldn't know it.
Oh god, I know. This one's better, this phone.
How's the battery life?
Pretty good.
There's another training battery lesson.
I just don't turn it on like you're supposed to. Just walk around with it. I just go somewhere, turn it on.
Oh, no, no. Maybe easier way.
You're ready for this? I love that bit in
It's
Lego.
connected to my
When
Google
they do
Fit
that,
app,
goes,
so
you're
it
ready for
still
this? And he
tracks
casts the
steps
basketball and
and
goes, oh no, I didn't ready for that.
The leg move. It's amazing.
Super. I went to the cinema to see it. Absolutely amazing film.
watched it twice. So,
Which film?
The Lego movie.
Oh.
Okay.
I went to see it for fucking Valentine's Day like a minute.
I remember seeing it pissed on my mate's birthday. It was great. On DVD.
It's such
oh,
a
great.
good film.
Morgan Freeman is good.
Does someone have me player's handbook?
Have one player's handbook.
Yes, I will take it, thank you.
It's not.
Pass that over.
Dankeschön.
Wait. The fact that we both stopped. It's quite resistant in the air.
Did you write down 100 gold?
I did.
Neatly.
Because
I don't want in 2 weeks' time going, I've got no money. I'm like, I gave you 100 gold.
I spent
You're not,
it.
you're not going to write it down. I'm not going to be giving you money.
Oh, you've got the 100 gold on me.
Did Robin message Mike or have you written down
I
100
messaged mine.
Sound
We've done both. So,
sweet.
so you might look at it, go great to get to write down there, shouldn't it? Not bad. Anything above 10?
Everything above that? I'll take it. The lowest there is 12.
until you roll when maths.
Yeah, that's the one where it matters is 7.
Ah, look at that beautiful thing.
Oh my god. I can't wait for my bed.
Same, I'm knackered today.
Fucking lovely.
I was in Wales today.
Oh,
Whereabouts?
Went to Holywell and Flint
I'm from Wales the other day as well.
with work.
What were you doing?
At least you weren't trying to drive somewhere
I'm the
else.
one.
That's true. Someone else drives.
Trying to get to Liverpool. Get to the pod.
you go like
I went to Wales the other day
I
to
look so
collect
pretty.
Greg's child because we
Aww.
had him for the weekend.
Okay.
Little Welsh boy.
The little Welsh boy.
Did you just quick start grabs me?
How old is said child?
No, I was just
7.
specific.
He's
So,
pretty
is
cool,
there
to be fair, as far as kids
anything
go.
that you guys want to do for, while you're here? How long are you planning to stay in Dragonbush?
Long enough to catch up with Granny.
Yeah, a couple of days.
Yeah.
Couple of
Yes.
days? 2, 3 days?
2 days? Okay.
What kind of shops are in town?
There are many of like the normal kind of shops. There's like supply shops. There are an abundance of produce shops. Not only are there like
For a curve.
a lot of like grocers essentially, you'd also find like a plentiful amount of butchers, as they seem that the animals here grow quite well on the more unique variety of crops produced here, and especially given that they are produced year round. It's not just the crops that grow well, it seems. But there are, like I say, there are, especially as you like head along the main road, you'd also spot those guard posts that Bar mentioned the other day, or the other night, I guess, with the where they have, and you would see in your hefty passive perception, you would spot the middle post that is up.
The middle.
Yeah. It's not like they have them plastered everywhere.
Crimes against humanity.
Crimes against humankind. Yeah, it's not that they have them like
Decanting.
plastered everywhere, but he's up on the like board with a bunch of the wanted posters.
It's library.
You know when you
There is,
pull your
yes.
mate's keks down?
You'd also find that there are a couple of magic shops as well in the area. There's one that seems to be more towards magical supplies, and the other seems to be more towards like magical items. So like one of them would sell you components of various, whatever, like, so that would probably be a good spot for you to pick up some more incense if you wanted to. And the other one seems to be like more of an enchanter's shop where they've got items to sell, things like that. But yeah, so there is a pretty. It's not as impressive or as large as the one in Althaven, but it is pretty nice. It's more towards the residential district as well. You'd also spot a temple to Quai here. And actually, there'd be another one. I just need to double check because it's a minor deity that I don't remember at the top of my head. It's in the wall tab somewhere. You'd see a temple that is it's small, but you can tell that it's well visited. By like peering in, you can see the inside is like well lit. It's as if there's like sunlight streaming through parts of the roof almost, and this is one of those temples that has the same sort of roof that's been turned into its own garden. And you can see at the centre there is like a central altar that is very, very well populated with offerings. And you can see it looks as though the symbol here is just an ear of corn. If you
Just a
want to
simple
religion.
ear of corn.
No.
Worshippers of corn.
Yeah, they are the children of the corn. Yeah.
Bromley's a child of the corn.
So,
Yes.
yeah, don't want to cut to a place, but definitely want
She's blonde now too.
Platinum blonde. Emerald, get lost. Big on thought. That's one of my internet friends, I guess.
Hello.
you can.
Ooh.
Emerald's kind of cool. They're allowed to stay, I guess.
It's have to.
If
but
we
yes.
need an audience, it may as well be them.
To be fair, our audience is usually Becca rewatching this stuff.
Well, to be fair, you're getting a few views off me because I've rewatched a couple.
Nice. Yes, so you've got 3 days here in Dragonbush. You wanted to have a spa with Granny.
Yeah,
I'd like to watch.
just to
I
see if there's
also
any,
want to get out.
see if there's any tips or tricks you can teach me.
Possibly. But yes, we can get to that if you want to.
Yeah.
Well, after breakfast, I go and
Well, yeah.
get
Not
changed and
during.
let me food settle. It's like it's like going swimming. You can't do it like half an hour afterwards.
Yeah, cramp.
It's like, first rule, always be aware.
Yeah, always be ready.
Fortune pants, it's black.
Actually, I do believe.
Alright.
You have to go wanted.
So after breakfast, after like your food has settled somewhat to allow physical activity, you can Granny heads off to the back garden, and it's probably like getting towards like maybe midday-ish, like maybe 11 or so when you follow off after her. And she's like, oh yes, you wanted a little fight, didn't you? I can certainly entertain for a while. You see, she's been busy in the garden. She's got like her gloves on.
Me too.
Yeah. One arm pull-ups. Full bucket of tomatoes in the other hand.
Let me get my bits. I'll be right back out.
Okay.
And she heads off. There's like a decent like patio space here for you to both watch and fight in.
I'm standing back.
5 gold and granny.
No one's got a bet against Granny, I think.
What do they call it where the guards all live?
Say what?
Where the guards
God,
all
house.
Guardhouse?
Guardhouse, is it?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's the house of the gods.
It's funny because it's a house for guards.
I just made that
What's on the house?
joke.
You, open.
The clues in the notes.
Yeah. There's a better word for it.
I mean, it depends. I mean, Bastion's more like a
There's-
stronghold.
Yeah, there's like a guard outpost, I guess. It would be more like, it's not like a full-on,
Building.
like you've seen in some cities where they've got like a large area to patrol with guards and things like that. But a full guardhouse often has like,
It's almost like little
has like
barracks, isn't it?
the prisons below it as well, things like that. You would have like barracks for the soldiers who are kind of like on shift but not out on patrol, or coming in to be on shift or coming off of shift.
If you think of it in modern terms, a guardhouse would be more like a big police station where you can actually hold people and you've got
Yeah.
like places for the actual police to.
Pretty much. These ones on the edges of town are more like outposts where they can keep an eye on people coming in and out of the city, that sort of thing. Or town, or you know, Sydney. Where they can just keep an eye on people coming in and out, rather than a place. There's probably a place further into the city where there is like a stocks, whatever, you know, lock them up, shove them in the box. Yes. Granny comes down, and she has, she's got her hair like pinned back so it's out of her face at this point. And
We're all hoping so.
and you see she's got bar actually you would notice she's got the boots on, the bracelet on, and she has her rapier on her hip. All right. How would you like to do this?
How's that after that? Fortune's going down on it.
Well, as I say, you obviously, from your years of experience, you've obviously seen a lot more action and varied combat than I have. So anything that you think would benefit me, anything you could teach me.
You can't grab no.
She is old.
Called you old, Granny.
I am old, dear.
Oh.
Whatever
Granny's a
you
cool old lady.
whatever you think would benefit me in a fight, teach me that technique.
I can certainly give it a go. Alright then. If you want to do like a spar with Granny rather than like, what we could do is we could just do points, like in fencing, you kind of use the dull edges sort of thing, you know.
Flat side and all that.
Yeah. She pulls out her rapier, says, "Well, we'll have a little go first and see how well you do in a little fight."
Okay. Yeah,
all
my
right,
sword and my shield.
Roll initiative then.
Thanks, Granny.
Ooh, not bad.
That is a
Back, can I have a little pad, please?
13.
Nice. Granny goes
He's
first.
keeping score on this fight, are you?
Round 1.
So, as you like get your sword and your shield out, she before you're even like fully ready, as you're like making sure the shield's like settled on your arm, she immediately like darts for you faster than you think an old lady potentially should move. And alrighty, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is a 16.
Okay, that is not enough.
Yeah.
So
Oh god.
Yeah, pretty much. So as you're getting your things out, she charges at you, you're like whoa, and as you like bring your sword forwards to kind of like block or parry, she gets her rapier around, flicks it out, and your sword goes flying and into the ground. And then she just taps your chest slightly. 1 point to me!
Teach me how to do that. That's cool. I go over and pick up my sword.
I could certainly give you a few lessons or something like that if you like.
You meant to keep that in hand fast.
Thanks, Len.
No foot on the floor.
Alright, second point.
Right. So, Fury backs up again.
Go for initiative again, or using the same
No,
initiative?
we'll, yeah, go on, we'll roll for initiative again. Why not?
Right. I've got a better grip on my sword this time.
Yeah, this time you prepared.
So,
That's a 9.
Oh boy, Granny goes first again. I don't fight boys. Let's see. You know what, actually, this time, you see, she flicks her wrist out and a shield almost like blooms and grows from her wrist and she brings it up. She is taking the dodge action this turn.
Oh.
But she is allowing you to go first,
have it.
essentially.
it's the Matrix movement.
Yeah, pretty much. You'll be
Stop
rolling
trying to
at
hit me and hit me. Right.
You're rolling
Let's see
at
what you can
disadvantage on this one.
Disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is +8. That's a 12 and 11.
11 does not hit.
I don't think it would.
As you do, she
The
darts.
12 would have. That would have been a more
yeah, that would have made it. No, well, I don't think so. Actually. She's got stuff. She's got her shield out this time. So, but as you as you go, she darts to the side faster than you again. She is a speedy little fuck. She darts back and uses. She takes advantage of your missed attack. She uses her reaction to riposte, and she is going to roll an attack with her reaction.
Ooh.
No, it's fine.
That one's it's a natural 18. I'm gonna say.
18 misses.
Natural 18. I rolled an 18
and then add
plus a
whatever.
bit.
Yeah, that definitely.
like-
did. Unless it's
At
bitter
least
minus 6.
23.
Yeah, it's at least 23. It's
The bitter minus 1.
20, high 20s, 28.
Right. Well, if it's above 19, it hits.
Yeah. And so she swings around to the side and on the back.
Again.
Right. Okay, one more.
Fast, you left side.
One more.
Listen, I'm getting schooled there, so give me a minute.
If we can see that.
Oh boy.
Oh!
22 initiative.
Natural.
3.
I thought I had it. Damn you, Granny!
She's too good. She's too good. Right.
One day I should be as quick and as nimble as Granny.
You
Right. Right. She's gonna have a go at this one. Let's see. That one is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Nice.
But I'm going to use my runic shield.
Ooh.
Nice.
No, can't use it, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, that was my bad.
Oh, it's the one where you got it. That was the one where you got to target someone else.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
target, bro.
Technically, he could.
Target me, as long as I can heal it.
It's your
No,
function.
You-
You know what? It's our
Yeah,
fight.
okay.
I'm not going to use any runes.
Okay.
This is a training session. I want to learn.
Right.
So she definitely hits.
Right. I need a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Mhm.
You got this.
I hope so. No, I do not. That is a natural one.
So as you're backing up, you're like, I got this.
I don't got this.
No, she comes towards you, but like again like ducks down low and like almost like skids and slams her elbow into the back of your knee and sends you sprawling to the floor.
Absolutely that.
Woo!
Game,
So-
set, match, go.
Mabel's like
we can
absolutely
work on a
laughing
few
his
little
arse
things.
off.
We can work on a few little things here if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
So you have the option of disarming attack, which is the first one that she used, the riposte, which is the one she used on a reaction, and then there's the trip attack, which is the one she just planted you into the floor with.
So disarmed, obviously, they drop
Yeah.
their weapon.
So disarming is the target makes a strength saving throw. Otherwise, if they fail, then the weapon gets yeeted.
Is that an action or a bonus action?
It's one of your attacks.
Oh, right, okay.
So one of these is how you would you'd get to attach it onto. Basically, what you're going to get out of a training session with Granny is you'll get a D8, which is a superiority dice. It's something from the Battle Master, which is what I've used the player's handbook for.
Yeah.
So you get the D8. If the attack hits, when you've got to declare it before you do it, you don't get to tack it on at the end.
Yeah.
But if you say I'm going to do a disarming attack and it hits, you get to add the D8 to the damage, and also then you get the effect as well. Whether or not they fail the effect, the damage is added onto it.
Nice.
So same for
D8's
the
not to be sniffed
yeah.
at either.
yeah. So the disarming attack and the trip attack, they would replace one of your attacks.
So,
Hiya, Kins.
'cause I
How are
get-
you doing, sweetie?
I get you. So
Ooh.
because I get multi-attack, I get 2 attacks. So
Yeah,
it'd
so
be an attack
Instead
and
of
then...
like so you could attack and then do a trip attack, or you could do a trip attack and then
yeah, I could do like a disarm then an attack.
Yeah.
or something.
So, but basically, you'd get these superiority dice, one per short rest,
Okay.
and you'd learn the maneuver, and that's the only maneuver that you'd learn. But once per short rest, you could do that and get the extra D8 on top of it as well, and the chance of the
And
additional
what was the
effect.
third one?
So there's the disarming attack, which is again, and then there's the riposte, which is
Riposte,
the
that was it.
reaction to a missed attack. You can immediately use your reaction to make an attack against them, and
I
if you
think
hit, you
that's
get the
really
extra
cool.
damage on it. The trip attack, especially because you've got pretty high armor class, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
And the trip attack is again, it's another. It's if the target is large or smaller, you can force a strength saving throw to knock them down, and then they go prone if they fail. Which, if you do that first and you knock them to the ground, you get advantage
I
on
was
your
going to
next
say,
attack.
pokey-poke times.
Yes.
Big
Yeah.
choice between 2, I'd say.
See, I like the idea of getting basically a free hit
Mhm.
with the riposte.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. Because that doesn't carry over to like when it's my turn. I still get
No,
both
that's
attacks.
your
It's
reaction.
just a
It's the
reaction.
out of turn action, yeah.
Ooh, that's
And it does
incredible.
the extra D8 as well.
And is that every single out of turn action? It's not like once.
No, it's because
Once
you
per-
get to do it once per short rest.
What for the
Well-
riposte?
For any of these that I'm giving you, because I'm giving you the superiority dice.
I get it.
So
Oh,
how the battle master works is you get a resource called superiority dice,
Right.
and you'll get a number of them. Because this is like an out of class thing that I'm giving you. You get one battle dice per short rest. So once per short rest, you can choose to do a riposte, a trip attack, or a disarming
That's really
attack. Whichever one you choose to take, you'll learn that one maneuver and you'll get to use it
I get
with
one,
the extra
one dice
Ds.
per short rest.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
There is actually, I believe there is actually a feat which gives you 3 dice and a couple of maneuvers.
Is it Batman?
It's probably something like
I
that.
think I've seen that too.
Yeah. So you could, if you like really like this, you could choose to take that as a feat on your next.
Come back to training with Granny.
At level 10, you'd be able to take it and say that you've been more interested in doing a variety of things with your attacks, you know, since being schooled by Granny. But for now, I'm giving you the 1 dice, and you'd get a choice of these 3 to take.
It's a choice between riposte and trip. So the disarm's actually really nice, but
Not everything has
not
something to disarm.
not everything has a weapon. But also, if you can get someone prone and then get an attack in,
Yeah.
I mean that's just naughty.
Roll a d3.
You know what? That's not a bad show. So 1 to 10, I'm going to take riposte, and 11 to 20, I'm going to take trip. And it is a riposte.
Yay!
Alright.
That's one I voted
So,
in
yes.
my head.
Yeah, so
Yeah, riposte it is.
So, when a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend 1 superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. If you hit, you add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. So, the reaction attack does your d8, but it'll do an additional d8 as well because of your, because of the superiority dice.
Nice.
Yeah. So you'll spend a good portion of your few days here.
Does that stack with things like Giant's Might? We're getting
Where it's a
additional D6?
reaction, so it's not on your turn.
Ah, right. Okay.
So because the Giant's Might is the first
yeah.
attack on your turn.
Cool.
Yeah,
no, just so it's
Yeah.
clear in my head.
not a problem. You can
That's
pass
pretty
that
cool.
back.
I like that.
Just FYI, if you are interested, it's March a day.
Marshal of Death.
That's the thing. You know, gives you an extra 1 superiority die. But you can let 2 more move. And 2 minutes. And
Yeah.
there's a lot.
There is so many.
There's a big list.
Nice. I'm actually going to, not tonight,
And the
but I'm actually going to reprint all this with all the new shenanigans.
Do you know, I'm thinking I'm going to redo my character sheets as well. I was thinking
Yeah.
that this week.
I think they sell them here. So,
I've still got the little booklet that Mike gave me.
oh nice.
Oh, that one, yeah.
The one that Mike uses.
Yeah.
You know what? I've actually
Got
got
a green one.
a blank one there.
Nice.
To start filming.
But yeah, so you spend a good portion of your time over the next couple of days with Granny, and she walks you through it and teaches you like the finer point of taking like spotting when an attack is going to miss like ahead of time and moving to take advantage of it, that sort of thing. And yes, you get your riposte. Right.
Since Falcon's training with my Granny.
Hiya, Storm. Thanks for popping in.
All the lovely people watching.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Storm. He's the guy I mod for
Yeah,
when I'm not
you
in work
mentioned
with
them, yeah.
shitty internet.
I
But
thought
yeah.
you were going to insult your clients there.
Same.
No, you know what this sounds? The house is just a bit grotty. But yeah. So yeah, Falchion, you now have access to the riposte maneuver.
Very nice. Thank you, Granny.
I think that's so cool.
Falchion the Dragonborn just got his arse beat by an elderly gnome lady.
My Granny.
She beat me on initiative by 1.
She did, yeah. And yeah, she rolled an 18 for that.
It was 3-0.
She's got 5 decks.
It wasn't lucky,
Yeah.
it was 3-0.
She's a dex
She's,
fighter.
she's definitely maxed out on deck.
I'm going to say.
100%.
Because I got a nat 20, so that became 22. She got an 18 and got
Yeah,
23.
well, she uses the rapier. She's a dex fighter. Don't think a little gnome's gonna do well wielding like a battle axe or anything like that.
Probably not.
Yeah. So which is why I chose those 3 because I was like, that's something that a small fast fighter would learn.
Definitely.
Hit him low.
Mhm.
Keep them down.
Yeah. Then chop the legs off at the knees.
Yes.
You can summon
Right.
your own size.
Just like
I am
you
now.
always told me.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do whilst you are in Dragon Bush? I know that bar, you're trying to make some money.
Very much.
Just give you 100 gold.
And? Yeah, but that's party money. This is my money.
Can you play any instruments? We could go and play in the taverns.
And I can yodel, but not like
You
nice.
can yodel.
No, but I can give it a go.
You can dwarf and scream.
You've said it now.
Yeah, so sure. If Bar and Miggle want to go on a tavern crawl to try and like
Miggle's convinced.
rile the locals a bit and cement their newfound friendship.
I don't know why I said.
Drunk, you
I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind was yodel. I don't know why it's the first thing.
It's actually really unique dwarven throat singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go to a tavern and try to sing some tunes.
I find me to do some research with
Okay, what are you researching?
past
That
events
performance is a straight roll, by the way.
where, like,
I'm a cleric, not a
where
performance.
there's legend
It's not your
of
fault.
gods who choose to chat.
Okay, that's an interesting one. Okay. So we'll do Miggle and Bar first because theirs is like a nice easy one to
Yeah, let's find a nice tavern.
Yeah.
Fair little
Right.
market tavern, so the patrons are like broke.
So you find one on the main road that seems to be like, you know, quite nicely populated with a good amount of traders who've come from like various other towns, things like that, and are passing through, rejuvenating themselves in the town before moving on again. So I guess we'll need some performance checks.
If I
I-
inspire Bar, what does Bar get when I inspire
You
him?
get an extra D8 to whatever check you make.
I was like going towards this place, boss, freaking shit.
Yeah, that's-
Got rid of it.
okay, you can't get.
So I think there's any way I can help us perform better.
Guidance is a great one.
I got rid of it. Sorry.
Why?
Actually,
Guidance, is that like a free inspiration or
That's
something?
the D4 that
Yeah.
you get on
Yeah.
all skill checks.
I thought-
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Could take it back.
I was looking at those gloves,
When you next get a cantrip, you can.
those
yeah.
elemental gloves.
Yeah.
They're not,
You ready to perform?
You mean
The ones
the
that-
Lael's wearing them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gave
fine
them to
then.
Lael ages ago. Did you think you had them?
Yeah, I did.
No. You gave them to Lael ages ago.
Did we? I
Yeah.
thought we had different gloves.
The gloves of elemental touch.
No, I thought Lael had different gloves as well.
Guess who's got the card that I wrote out specifically for that item?
Oh, I thought I'd just
No.
we've
No, you
we've
gave
got
it. Yeah.
no, we've got gloves missing.
Gloves of what?
Yeah, you picked up some
Miss
gloves of
Austin.
Miss Austin.
Oh, I thought you were wearing them and not the other one.
No, you gave those gloves to Lael back in Chelmerix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a while back.
Yeah, that's like back when you were level 5.
It was all
You ready to
24
do
hours.
your
Back when
we
graduate
got-
Dwarven throat
infection.
singing.
Oh, with the D8, yeah.
I'm gonna play sick lute solos.
Right, roll me some performance checks as you see a gap in the performance. Bar knocks a load of bottles
That's
off the
canon.
table.
That actually happened in the bud.
Yeah, he
What did
clears
you
the
roll?
people who
Get
are on the
ready for
table.
some throat
Don't forget to
singing.
add your D8 to it.
Traditional dwarven throat singing.
14?
Is that with the D8?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I can make it up with a 23.
Okay. So yeah, Bar, you get up there with Miggle. Miggle begins like, and you kind of go for some tunes that you learned more when you were in Highgate.
Yeah.
Given that it's
Right.
Bar, you know, you know, stuff that
Some
he's more.
dwarven tunes that Elsa
Yeah.
taught me.
Yeah, exactly. And you do recognise it, Bar, and you Almost like it's almost like sumo pose. How you do this is you like
I want to see this around.
and begin to like do the throat singing.
Are there any videos in Patreon?
It's surprisingly thanks to like Miggle plucking at the right moments with his lute to kind of cover up some of like
The flat notes.
yeah, so some of the slightly sour throat singing.
Are there specifically any dwarves in the bar who are probably going to
there's a few people who do seem to be like, there's a few people in here who are like, finally, something that I know.
Some classic music.
Yeah,
classic
dwarven yeah.
See the front going, darling, they're playing our song.
This takes me back to the feast.
Yes, and they do seem to enjoy it quite a bit, and despite it being unconventional for most of the townsfolk who or most of the people who are in the tavern, they do really enjoy it. It's something a bit different. It's like, not what I was expecting when I came in here, but it's not bad.
For the bard and the cleric with Bruce throat singing.
I'll
Should we
say,
do some performances?
This is the take that cover band I was expecting.
Let's see if the voice can.
yeah. If you wanna keep going, let's go.
Let's see if we can get more money together. But let's think of something else we can do. Have you got anything else you can play for us?
I've got throat singing, which is one thing, and I've got the spoons.
Oh, we can play spoons!
Oh no!
Yeah, let's play spoons!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're playing the spoons, I'll get me pan flute.
Alright. You know what? Let's say instead of performance for Bar, let's say it's a wisdom check
Okay.
for this one.
Spoon
Miggle, you do
performance.
your performance.
It's not great. It's not
13.
great.
13, okay.
That's a 13 as well.
Oh no.
But to get it to 26.
Yeah.
26.
That's definitely how it works.
That's just a bit more than what Miggle rolled by himself last time. But yeah, as you begin to hey, let's try and let's keep it going. Let's see if we can get the money rolling in. This time Bar pulls out his spoons and he begins to with the spoons. Almost with a flash of diffine inspiration. The raw metal that he has becomes a pair of spoons, thanks to a small flare of magic, and he begins to play his spoons, and Miggle's just like, what the fuck am I doing with this? And he begins to try to improvise along, but it doesn't really go as well. Some people are like, oh well, that's a bit disappointing after the throat singing.
Let's try and
But
mix it all
it's
together.
not bad. Yeah, if you want to go for one that you've not failed so badly that you got kicked out yet.
Oh god. Have we made some gold so far though?
You have.
Okay, so it's not too bad. It's not
Should
too
we go back to the throat singing or should we try something else?
We'll try and mix them all together.
Oh,
Go on for that.
Spoons, throat singing, and
I'm gonna play my lute and play my drums on my feet they're wild.
one known band.
at this point, I'm ready.
Right.
Give us a
I've
good
got
one.
to laugh.
Right, are you going to inspire him again?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I got a 5 plus. Where's my D8?
Yeah, D8.
1d8.
I have many.
Sorry. 5 plus 3. That's an 8.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm not going
Miggle
with
wants
that.
to roll.
23 again.
Okay. Miggle, you're like, let's switch back, and unfortunately, as you switch back, you pick it up back where you were, and it's it's nice to it's almost nice to kind of go back to your roots, and you're like, yeah, I vibe with this. But however, it's difficult to concentrate on the throat singing and the spoons.
I didn't realise how tough
And
it
it's
is.
like,
I saw other people multitasking. I think it was going to be easy, so I tried it. Turns out
it's
not easy.
really not easy.
It's
as
really
it
not
turns
easy.
out. And I'll say for that one,
I held the performance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you eventually you kind of like nudge Bar out of the way and take over back and they're like, hey, and people are like, hey, and they seem to enjoy Miggle's solo hour a bit more. It's destined to be one. But yeah, people seem to enjoy that a bit more once past that way.
They weren't appreciative of the spoon, that's all.
No, they weren't. It seems.
His head is not appreciative.
Who doesn't appreciate a good spoon? But yes, the night goes off without too many hitches.
I love to play the spoon.
And I'll say by the end of the night, you manage to get together 39 gold.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
I'll
Which is
take 20 and take 19.
That's fine by me.
See? These Vardy ways, quite good for making the money.
It is pretty
Yeah, you managed to pull in a decent amount after you performed for like a solid 3 hours. Something
good. That's
like
impressive.
So yeah.
That's better than
Now we
some
really
bands.
need a drink. You've got a horse fruit.
Yeah, that's why you switched in the middle because
Yeah.
you were like,
It's straining. It's well, considering that he
Straining
never.
the
It's until that he doesn't know how to sing.
yeah.
I feel
You
like
did
we
reasonably
must
well.
have like a couple of dwarves walking past what I've heard. Oh, that's the sound of my people. Let's go and have a little look.
I don't like this place. Come down.
Should we go and try and find some dwarves to have a drink with afterwards then?
Yeah, go on. I can. Actually,
Boys!
if you want, I've got me beard thing, so I can actually persuade them.
Oh, yeah, you've got
Yeah,
your beard persuasions, yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
what
you,
dwarfs about
you,
it, isn't it?
Dwarven beard oil.
it's pretty great. Yeah, you do see a couple of people who welcome you to their table and are like, oh, that was great stuff. I've not had that done so well for ages.
Thank you.
They're sort of like clap you on the shoulder, like needs a bit of work, but you'll get there.
Still working. We're still trying. Early days.
Yeah.
Bar's gonna multi-class the bar.
I'm triple class and already at first.
Yeah, he's already multi-class. He came into this game multi-class.
Oh boy.
That's what I can put one level on board if I want to, because I wanted to go 17 and 3. So I could go 17 2.
Class, that's too far. You can't
No,
do
you've got
that.
to do the Puffin Forest thing and commit
What's the other
and
one?
just go
I've got.
in each class, every single class, take a level.
I can just take a level on board then.
What's the other
Oh,
one?
I've got fighter.
Ah.
Yeah.
Level 6 times level 2 fighter.
So,
Do you get multi though? Yeah, action saved.
I got
Action saved.
yeah, you won't get, I don't think you'll get multi-attack.
No, it's.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
level
like
5 that you
level
get
5,
it, yeah. So you need to sacrifice some cleric.
I don't want to do that because I got some really good stuff at level 17.
So, that's Bar's, Bar and Miggle's miraculous adventure.
See you next week.
You wanted to do some research with Mira, right? So you go to the library and you inquire at the desk about things about like legends and myths from like cataclysmic events, like the deep history of the world, things like that. They put you to a section towards the back, which seems to be like some older books, but some of them seem to be potentially like a bit of fiction, a bit of like non-fiction, which looks quite dry, and you know, roll investigation for me with advantage. Because you have Mira's help, because she's not here to protest.
Me, so there, she likes
She
to win.
is, yeah.
Well, that's a nat 20.
Oh
Okay,
boy!
Yes.
what is the
All the
total?
research.
20, no.
29. Alright.
You don't even have to open the book.
You psychically read the entire book.
Hold it to your head and lay it through osmosis.
Settling down in the library, you begin to read, and it's pretty good because you've got your little fella helping you out, your new familiar, who brings books over and like takes them back away so that to clear the table.
Have you picked a name yet?
Yeah, but I don't know it, so I can't say. And one thing that is most prominent in like, say, like there are like tales of various champions, but the most recent one that you find is during the darkest phase, which is essentially it's the era that came before the current era that we're in, and after the scourge, when there was just war between factions of various deities, and after the Faceless One had enough of the destruction and summoned all the gods back to their realms and locked the gods away behind the divine barrier, and left the mortals to their own devices to repopulate. There was it was the aftermath of carnage, essentially. Most of the population up to that point had been somewhat of a segregated society, with races sticking to their own. What happened after that is why there is so much of more of a mix of cultures now, where you'll find most races, most anywhere across the world, because after the absolute desolation, it was just more, we want to find anyone who is still alive and rebuild with them. It doesn't matter who they are or where they're from, which is why, as I say, there's a much more mixed culture nowadays. However, given that there was an abundance of the dead, there were probably more dead than living at that point. So vast was the war that was across continents, that is what led to the expansion of the school of necromancy.
Ooh.
And during this darkest phase, there were 13 necromancers that had specialised in their own unique brand, formed something of an alliance between themselves, and began to set up territories across the world with areas that they would rule. There's stories of some of them who could summon great hordes of zombies and skeletons and just overpower any kind of resistance by sheer volume that they could just throw at people. There was someone who specialised in resurrecting the remains of dragons and commanding them.
Ooh.
There was a dragon which is the thing that I destroyed Becca's tree with that one time.
Fuck you.
And in the end, there was a group of a small group of champions who stepped up and one by one took out the 13 lords of the undead, and restored the world to peace. And in the final fight, I have the name somewhere in my files, but I can't find it off the top of my head, or at least I don't think I can. It's somewhere in another folder. Let's see. Actually, I might actually be able to find it. I did find it. It was a dark mage called Al-Khair, who was the final remaining Lord of Undeath that stood, and there was a group of heroes that fought off them all, and in that final battle, Al-Khair was defeated, but the group of champions weren't heard from again. Now, whether they left and found themselves a normal life with anonymity, we don't know, or if they've
How many champions? 7 champions.
Undetermined amount.
An amount of champions.
Yeah, there was there's a few
An
of them.
entertainment.
Like in some stories there's 3 of them, in other stories there's as many as 10. In some stories, in fact, there's a few that will say that there's 13 champions that took on the 13. Yeah, a smidge of champions.
Smidge half.
Mike's in
Super.
chat. Mike's in chat. And
Hi, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. You've got 100 gold.
yeah, he knows.
Pocket money.
Hero's lost an arm.
Yeah, I ate it.
It's down to 3.
Ron's doing well to actually have your dice rolls up to max, don't worry. Ron knows natural one.
But yeah, in this, you're currently in the library being a nerd with Lyle.
Oh, we're at Granny Smith's house.
Yeah, you've left the Feywild. It went really easy.
Got hit by
Too
snowball.
easy.
2 snowballs.
Yeah, some Fey threw a snowball at you.
Which is also
Technically correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so she so there's an entertainment, and most again, like there's the, given the age, there's you certainly can porridge, it's all yours.
Actually, asking for the last roller.
No, porridge wants Mike's 100 gold. But the
Champions.
there's a there's a no kind of like there's, as you do with like old stories and myths and legends, they change over time through like retelling and that sort of thing, so it's difficult to pin down any like truth of the matter, but one of them is fairly consistent in that it seems that there is there is usually depicted in the group a woman with a large sword that has an eye in the hilt, and the woman is covered in these golden markings, and that seems to be the most consistent depiction that comes along with these stories. Mm.
That sounds like a cool sword.
Sounds like
It
fun.
is. It's a lot of fun. His name's
Like,
Fester.
Sword of
Ooh.
Elements.
The
Is
sword has a
Yeah,
name.
the sword's got a name. It's a champion's sword, of course it's got a name.
it's like
It's just a little fuck.
Is
a one or a two.
It looks to be. It looks big enough, and it's odd because she's usually depicted like bigger than most of the party. So maybe it's like a stylistic choice, given that, and maybe she's a leader or something.
Yeah.
But there's she's usually depicted as significantly bigger than the rest of the party, and the sword is large enough that it definitely looks like it should be two-handed, even though in the pictures, like where sometimes she's like holding it like pointed to the ground, two hands on the hilt. Sometimes she's holding it up in like a victory pose, that sort of thing.
Just gonna make a little sketch. So
Okay. Easy enough to do. Alrighty.
Alright.
I'd say actually you'd likely come across the name Vidala.
Badala.
So, aside from playing with the pad, is there anything Bramley wants to do during these 3 days?
Bramley would like to
right.
Play
a
with more
ritual cast, not a ritual, the 8-hour cast of plant growth, please.
Ooh.
Certainly easy enough to do.
Centred on Granny's garden.
Of course. Why would you centre it anywhere else?
I like that.
Yeah, you get to work and you start to show Granny some of the more powerful magic that you've found on your travels, and you're like, let me show you what I've got. You settle down in Granny's garden, and you begin to spend the next 8 hours focusing on this ritual of imbibing the land with life. Immediately as you kind of cast it, even though Granny's garden looks absolutely fantastic, even then it begins to brighten and get a bit more vibrant almost immediately as the spell finishes. It's almost as if during this casting the garden was growing ever so slightly at a faster pace, and you can almost see the vibrancy seep into the plants across this casting.
It's like one of those nature documentaries where they speed up
Yeah,
grass growing and
100%.
flowers opening and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. But slowed down so it's over 8 hours. But yes, so Bar and Miggle went carousing. Falchion got his arse beat.
But I learned a valuable lesson.
You did.
Mira and Lael went
Never
research.
challenged.
Yeah, Mira and Lael were
Yeah,
nerds.
that was lesson
You
number 2.
got some spare time as well. You guys, and if there's anything else you wanted to do during this time.
I would also just like to spend a long time chatting to Granny Smith and reminiscing about old times and stuff.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do, yeah. Catching up with Granny.
So,
I'd like to show everyone how I can fly now.
oh, animal time.
Oh shit, yeah, you've got flies.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd like to gather everyone for
A butterfly demonstration.
Oh, I could be a butterfly.
Could be possible.
Pigeon.
Watch me pull this stuff out of my sleeve.
Please gather around for my demonstration. Granny and the parents, of course, as
Of
well.
course. They wouldn't dream of missing this.
My first flying transformation.
I'm gonna turn into some kind of little bird, like a robin or something.
Oh, cute.
Michael
What's your
Jackson.
guy?
Fucking hell, Mike.
Robin
Yeah.
with clogs in the car.
Yeah. So there's this almost like a little sparrow. As Brownlee's like, watch this, guys, as she turns into a small little sparrow, mid-flight. It's almost as if Brownlee's form just shrinks, and as she flies off and swoops around the garden a few times and spins down, and she lands on Mira's shoulder, and you can see the brown pattern of Bramley's sparrow form has almost a lighter cream coloured bit where a cardigan would go. And the little bird feet are slightly more wooden brown colour of clogs.
So good.
That's great.
Lands on Mira. Mira is now officially a Disney princess.
Please don't poo on me.
No, I'll put
I
a
just
nickel
bought
instead.
these first. Yeah.
What's next, Bram? Show us another one.
Bramley releases an avian payload.
That's the next part.
Yeah, and he lands and turns back into Bramley. Ta-da!
Wow!
Well
I
done.
couldn't do that before.
That's impressive.
Can you?
I've
Is there any
changed.
other flying?
Is that because of the Fae, or is that just something that you've been
I
working
know.
on?
I think I'm just getting better.
I'm just cool.
Very impressive.
Which level?
Just improving.
Is it just those or anything?
No,
that you
anything.
like?
Just like my regular wild shape.
I just saw the Miggle Wanted poster.
Is there a Miggle wanted person?
I mean,
Yeah, in the group chat.
It's a
in the
shit,
group
but
chat.
Oh, I
it
haven't
was a
seen
little
it yet.
template thing. I couldn't fit in all my crimes, so I went for dastardly crimes.
For dastardly deeds.
Bramley has definitely gotten a copy of this. I think I like to imagine she'll be adding crimes on for fun.
Of course.
Please
If
turn,
the nobles can do it, why can't Bradley?
please turn page over.
Right, so.
A whole list of just
Um,
nonsense.
Are you only going to show us one? You get free wild shapes. Why don't you
She
turn
gets
something
I get
else?
2.
Two
could.
for flying, is it?
No, just
No,
2
you
for
just get
everything.
two.
Oh, right, I thought it was free.
No, you get two.
Freeze later down.
It's just going to be another flying.
Later down, it's just infinite.
Ah, that's what we understood.
Yeah.
What else should we do?
Do I really get 3 down the line?
No.
Oh,
Down the line, you'll get infinite, but that's like at level
oh
18.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, one of you, so, no, one of you, no.
Dragonfly.
So, psh, 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 psh.
Yeah.
Come,
So-
make, come.
Yeah.
Should we, for the very end,
She
while,
turns back.
we're
I
sat
don't
in the
have to,
garden.
and just turns back.
We've just seen Bramley do a little bear demonstration. We're
Go
having a
for
little afternoon tea.
Yep.
Should we discuss what the plan is for
Yeah, going
the
forward.
future going forward? Because at the minute we're at a bit of a crossroads because we've dropped the family back home.
Well,
We
this
can-
is like
Things
this
have
is
been
a
checked
nice
out,
little
right?
wind down after
Yeah,
such
yeah,
an
this is a
intense
little wind
experience
down,
in the
yeah.
Fae.
The Feywild stuff's been going for a while.
Hang on, point. You should know.
We
still
need the direction. We need a plan.
We've still got the druids to find.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go and get our horse and cart.
Yeah.
for Portland.
I think we should ask around in the village, see if anyone here knows anything about any druids.
I'm sure someone will have heard of something. Don't forget, there's trade caravans coming in and
You
out.
just want to go and see
Peace.
Bartlett, don't you? Have you told Granny about Bartlett?
She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to
Granny's
know.
like, excuse me?
Who?
Boys!
No, she knows Bartlett.
Okay, fair enough.
She doesn't know I like him now.
Brady always knows.
Speaking of caravan,
You know it's serious when you and Bartlett are pooping together.
Oh my gosh, well.
It's a bathroom with 2 toilets facing each other.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good point. We'll have proper gnomish bathrooms in this house.
That's right.
yeah,
Poop together.
yeah, plenty
Aw.
of space for people to hold hands and poop.
Aww.
I feel like does this need to
We
be
just got
explained for
in
the
there.
chat?
Have we explained
this
so much
already?
pooping to you?
You don't need to understand.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't explain gnomish pooping to you.
Bar doesn't know about
Oh
no
God.
Do you
pooping.
not? Oh my god. I can't
This has
believe.
been. It's
Dwarves,
been
well, funnily enough,
this-
dwarves have their own pooping, as I was prompted by the group to at this.
do that.
Yes.
Just so gnomes usually will go to the bathroom together, because they're so very small and likely to get picked off by like giant eagles or some shit. So they go to the forest. I thought some fell over there. They go to the forest. They hold hands and poop while staring deeply into each other's eyes.
So we've
Sometimes
got to
there's
hold
some-
hands.
Yeah, got to hold hands because that way, if one of them gets snatched, they can't both go
It's also for balance.
for balance.
Yeah, the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
different things that help
Yeah.
with gnomish pooping rituals.
Yeah.
There is a song that they sometimes can
Yes,
sing, the gnomish
yes.
pooping song.
Yep. There is in fact a gnomish pooping song.
And
Dwarves
this is for
have-
forest gnomes. Rock
Oh, yeah.
gnomes, it's slightly different. Don't they go like back to back, linking or
Yeah,
something
I think
like that?
so,
the rock
because they're in
gnomes?
caves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can watch.
Well,
each
no,
other.
that's so that was dwarves coming from like a mining.
Ah,
kind
the
of
dwarf
lifestyle.
people, is it?
They don't poop together, but they often go in pairs because in case of rockfall.
Ah, right.
So one of them goes off a ways down the corridor to go do their business, and the other one keeps an eye out for rockfall.
Right, I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Law.
Rock nose go back to back.
Prop themselves up against each other.
And then just drop a load of rocks.
Yeah, so we'll have gnomish toilets in Granny Smith's house, just 2 toilets
Absolutely.
next to each other with no obstructions, so you can hold hands.
Yeah.
Yep. Two privies adjacent, with like footholds, so you can comfortably hold hands and poop to your heart's content.
I think Granny would have one of those little knitted loo roll covers.
Oh,
She absolutely
would.
does.
She'd have a toilet.
It's like a little. It's one of those ones that's like a little doll. It's got like the top where she's got the arms and the head.
That's
It
what
also looks like a frilly dress.
If it's not knitted, it has a doily on it.
so tall, so it's like, that's not scary.
Smells fingy of lavender.
Always. So the lavender is stored in the head.
So I think is there anything else we can do then?
Well,
You just wanted to figure out what the
yeah,
plan was.
we were going to have a chat before we
So,
got on to gnomish
Druid
cooking.
Enclave.
Caravan.
So Jewish conclave is
Jewish.
Jewish, yeah.
Jewish.
You said Jewish.
Jewish.
Gonna go to the Jewish conch.
Funny, you don't look Jewish.
Enclave. Then we go back to Bartlett, see how he's doing, see how the little town that got destroyed is.
What's it say?
It's a group chat. It's no
Oh, that's it.
That's the toilet.
Yeah.
It's
that's the one.
sort of. It's a bit far away.
I mean, I'm not scrolling back through it now, but remember the picture I put of the 2 fellas at the festival?
Probably.
And it was just like desolation, the 2 of them just gripping each other like that.
That's
I'm
what
like,
gnomes.
Yeah.
This one was when 2 dwarves actually go side by side but facing each other. Just
Oh, yeah.
concentration. Just
Yeah.
That's cool.
I
Gnomes are smiling.
Right, so Druids, are we gonna?
It
Here's
is.
a question. Once we get the cart back, are we gonna head anywhere near Aggie?
No.
I think we should follow the compass.
Okay.
While also looking out for the shitty thieves that stole from us.
Well,
Everywhere we go, we look out for them.
You know what? If we come across them, we come across them. But I'm not holding out hope.
Yeah, we're not looking for them, but everywhere we go, we'll
Well-
keep an eye out.
On that top, I think at least when you leave, go to leave. Which that's the god have. If they've been through it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a
yeah,
really good idea.
I obviously won't go and ask with you.
I think
I'll
you
be
should.
arrested.
I think you should. Wear an eye patch.
Wear some glasses with the thing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I can cast invisibility or something.
Yeah, you
Just
can.
get a really, really big moustache and a fez.
Just disguise self and stuff as well.
Yeah,
Lots of
there's
characters
things
to
we
all
can
that.
You've got your choker.
There's loads of things.
You can look like whatever you
I
want.
was going to say, I've got proficiency with disguise can
There you go.
make you
Yeah.
look
You can turn me into a beautiful woman.
I can just pull them off.
my skills have a limit. I'm good.
You'd need a 37 on a D20.
To be fair, some of my rolls are
Yeah, I've got to say, yeah.
and then, so
Right.
after we've done those 2
So
things,
there's
collect horse, do an exclave, where do we go next?
I do need to make quick stop and I'll pay.
What for?
Okay, what for?
Oh yeah, you'd commissioned fancy
Of
clothes.
course,
didn't you?
yeah.
What was it you commissioned? Fancy armour? Oh, yeah, okay. That's quite back in the opposite direction, isn't it?
It
Well,
is.
Not if we go east. If you come down to up, they go back.
Was that +1 stuff leather? +2. Okay.
I mean,
It's not quite on the way, but we can.
you know what?
We've done enough on
Actually,
Jeffrey. We'll
actually,
do other things.
if you want to head back to Old Haven,
I can go pick it up flying. That'd be
Oh,
fun.
You're going to carry it back as a robin?
I could put it
You can
on.
fly for 4 hours, and don't forget, all of the equipment that you have can turn into part of your form.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you could, in
okay.
theory.
Yeah, pick it up, shove it in the bag,
Yeah.
and fly back.
Yeah, I like that, okay.
Yeah.
That would be
Oh, that's best
pretty
to put in
doable.
the bag.
But from Holt here, we just go to around the mountains.
You
hit
could
the
do
Go
that.
Dragonborn village on the way,
Ah.
That's the fun.
and then
Yeah.
head east.
So that's
Doing
fun.
it.
Thing is,
We've got a plan.
thing is, we're saying Esterford. It might not actually be
Right.
Esterford. All we know is it's east.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So the
Well,
compass
you know the general direction of where it is.
we might have another plot hook or something by then.
You never know.
And also, just while on topic, planning and stuff, especially front of me and Bob, I'm gonna slap sketch so
Oh, the sword.
slap the sketch of the stuff front of you.
What sword? The one with the eyes?
Me it's reset.
Okay.
Remember what I thought that some great dog was on the rise.
Yes.
Got to look at the champion. When it's reset on past the fair. And this sword had one was constant North Star. Do either of you recognize the symbol or the name for that?
Roll a history check for me. Maybe you can make your check with advantage. Or not, well, if you don't want to.
Yes.
Doesn't specifically ring a bell.
With advantage.
Well, advantage. Even worse. What was
Take the
the
top
what
one.
was it? Sorry, you were asking for
History.
History check.
history check. That was very shit. Considering this is what I'm meant to be good at. Was the first one a 9? Yeah. 13.
Sorry. Sorry, Lyle. Can't help you. Good try, though.
Put it back.
If we find any information about us, I'll give you a shout.
Can I think on it and roll again another day? Well, I could read my book.
Well, that's what the advantage is for.
Could read it again.
More advantage! Go!
That's fine. Sometimes you just don't learn things.
For me, it's every week.
So,
And me.
unfortunately, they both come up blank.
So, Druids, Horse and Bartlett Collection, head east, look for Dragonborn Village, and follow Shithead Quarters. Were there the things we wanted to do?
Yes.
I've written them on the tablet, now I have locked the tablet in place.
What's up? Just don't hit the button.
Can you hit the button now?
No, I mean to lock one.
Right, so guys, thank you for coming out. And we had a lot of people popping in today. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, so we'll see you when we see you next Wednesday, hopefully.
Next
TTYL, guys.
See you later, folks.
I climbed from the door.
We're locked in.
Right, we love you now, guys.